What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to The Den. I'm glad that you could join me this evening. I am your host, Ed Honcho, and I sincerely thank you for joining me this evening. It is an honor and a privilege to get to chop it up with you guys each and every night, and hopefully each and every morning. So if you missed the live stream this morning, we are going 10 a.m. Cut that light off. We are doing 10 a.m. also. So Den at 10 a.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Central Time. We had a very interesting stream in the morning. So tonight we're talking about, is there really a media agenda? Is it a media agenda, or are we just feeling a particular way because we think a particular way? I think that it's pretty obvious, but let's get the proper protocol out the way, man, and then let's get into it. But again, this is the best conversation on the internet, and the reason why this is the best conversation on the internet is because of you guys and just your thoughts, everything that you share, from the phone line to the chat to the text line. Just whatever's on your mind. Make sure you like and sub. If you're new to this, you don't know how this works, just hit that subscribe button. We do this every night. Hit that like button if you're a regular. Hey, man, you should know by now everything is Den Show Live. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all Den Show Live. Den Show Live at Gmail. If you want to send an email. If you want to call the Den line, even when we're not live, feel free. 833-284-3336. It may send you to the voicemail, but you can leave your thoughts. You can always send a text message. If you want to send a screenshot, memes, images, whatever it may be, you can also send picture messages through the line. Even if you got some good chicken you want to send, I'll take that too. Hey, if you want to support the channel, man, you can consider a one-time donation by going to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Or if you want to consider a monthly pledge, you can go to patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to James Martin and Stina Storiata. I appreciate your Patreon support. Patreon offers a bunch of tiers, several rewards if you choose to do the monthly thing, and it's always greatly appreciated. Link in the description if you want to check out the Den Show shop. You'll get you one of these. I ain't never seen a hater in real life. That's the newest edition. So if you want to get you one of those, I've been looking for a long time, man. I had a lot of motherfuckers hating on me, but I ain't never seen one in real life. I don't know about y'all. Maybe y'all found y'all haters, but I've been looking for mine. I ain't never found them. But again, I'm your host, Ed Honcho, and you can catch my socials at Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. And this is The Den, social commentary from a realistic perspective. With that being said, let's see what we got joining us tonight, man, and then let's get into some good conversation, man. Let's not waste too much time. Let's not bullshit too much. Simply Deep, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi, what's the motherfucking deal? Bell, Southern Mrs. Bell, Southern Bell, y'all. Culture the Nubis, Beyond a Funny Nigga, Prepaid, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Keisha R, what's the motherfucking deal? How are y'all doing this evening? Good to see all of you. James Harden, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Craziness. Yeah, I just seen a video where they were talking about, what's his name? Little Jewish guy, Ben Shapiro, that he started some guy who was some type of anti-Semite gentleman. They said that Ben Shapiro inspired him, which is stupid. That doesn't make any sense. But, people say anything. Right now, BuzzFeed is like on this, they're on this mission to try to fuck everybody. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know if they're trying to undermine every other type of anything so they can try to be the only. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But motherfuckers out there trying to ruin shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. They trying to undermine Tony Robbins. Like they went and found some old VCR footage of Tony Robbins. Like, if you don't know Tony Robbins' game, his whole thing is about shock value and all that other stuff. Like, they looking for him. They taking bits and pieces of shit, and they just, again, it's that shitty press, whatever you want to call it, press journalism, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Make sure you give me like 1 second. I'm looking at this goddamn. Because the other side of the garage light is on. I'm finna cut that off and give me just like 2 fucking seconds. I ain't even finna switch the screen. I'm just finna step off the screen for a second. Give me a second. Y'all hear me making all this crazy noise and shit, but yeah, man, I don't know what they up to. They're out there trying to ruin any and everything. I guess it's not enough good news. I guess they did their best to try to, end Trump. That didn't work well for them. So now they're trying to find another method. They're just looking for anybody they can who's talking about anything. I guess, let's ruin them. Let's take them out. No, I never wear pants. I wear shorts most of the time. I'm just fucking with you. But usually when I'm on stream, it depends. I'm wearing some type of basketball shorts, depending on how long I've been in this fucking garage. I started out in some pants, and by the end of the day, I've changed shirts a couple of times. I done fucking changed clothes a couple of times. Where's that button at? There we go. Bye. So yeah, you know, Rashida, what's the motherfucking deal? Roman, what's the motherfucking deal? What an odd question to ask anyway. You know, don't worry about if I wear pants or not, nigga. That ain't none of your business. But let's talk about it, man. Is there a media agenda? The reason why I got to thinking about this, and this is kind of just stemmed from the conversation we had earlier. If you missed the Gillette conversation earlier, I suggest you go back and check it out. Very good conversation, some great calls on that topic. You know, and it was about the father, black father with Samson. Samson. I want to talk to Samson. Anyway, Samson had a few little pubic hairs on his face, or her face, or its face, transitioning face, whatever. And so they made a big deal about it, and we're going to teach Samson how to shave. And they made a whole commercial about it, which was fucking stupid. But again, we talked about the end of that commercial. It was the most important line in that commercial was, it's not about me transitioning, it's about everybody else transitioning around me, which tells you exactly what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to change you. Now, that's just media advertisements. But let's look at media as a whole. Let's start off with, you know, common television. We got to the topic of cartoons and how they're not like they used to be. Even the modern cartoons that are still decent, there are no over-the-top masculine cartoons. I mean, unless I'm just missing something. Are there still action cartoons? I mean, we had the, you know, we went over this the other night. You had the G.I. Joes, you had the Street Sharks, you had the, SWAT Cats, you had, you know, all kind of different variations of some type of Voltron or Power Ranger. You had Ninja Turtles, like everything was masculine, over muscled, you know, all that type of shit. Like, do they have cartoons like that anymore? Now the cartoons they have are like weird looking drawings, and or all the superheroes are female now. And I remember seeing one, like the little one a while back, was watching this thing, and I was like, oh, nope, that's the last time you're gonna watch that. It was a kid, he was a boy, but to turn into a superhero, he had to turn into a girl. Like, nah, we're not watching this tomfoolery. This is, I hope you enjoyed this shit, 'cause this is the last time we're watching this shit. But this is the type of shit that gets promoted. Don't Tyler Perry, or not Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels got some gay superhero show coming out, like all kind of stuff. Teen Titans, they're not even masculine. They made them kind of cartoonish, you know what I'm saying? There's no more, Johnny Bravo. Hey, Johnny Bravo was OG, man. People sleeping on Johnny Bravo. That boy's all about the hoes, man. He couldn't get no love, though. But, so, you know, the thing about it now is that it's like there's certain things that aren't getting put on television anymore. Slowly but surely, the masculine, what was considered the idea of masculinity is you know, diminishing. You know, it's just, you know, maybe the characters that are there, they're more mind-based, they're more, you know, mental. They're solving problems with their mind more so than their muscles. They ain't blowing shit up and kicking endos and, you know, setting it off. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Who would win in a fight between the Toxic Crusaders and fucking Captain Planet? Does Captain Planet have an advantage in that situation? Because I don't think nobody mentioned the Toxic Crusaders. I forgot all about them hoes. But remember, the nigga had like one eye bigger than the other. He was made like a slime and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I haven't watched wrestling in a while. But, you know, it's like, Clayton, what's the motherfucking deal? You know, my thing is, like, I don't even know, because I don't really want to watch the wrestling. But the wrestlers now, they seem to do more odd and suspect behaviors. I don't even know. I have no idea if the wrestlers are still masculine or not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. Shit, even football is getting softer as it goes, you know, to make it more viewer friendly. You know, still somehow Alex Smith gets his fucking leg broke. Anyway, that's cartoons, right? Think about movies. Now, biggest hit movie. Now I know Aladdin's supposed to be running up on them real close, and a lot of people give. And here's the thing: I hate critics. I really hate critics. Like I'd rather listen to regular people, because you got that Godzilla movie coming out, and the critics are complaining that it's not enough human interaction in the movie. That we're not really getting to know the human. Don't nobody go to fucking Godzilla movies to watch the fucking. They want to see Godzilla and they want to see him fight. Every other fucking Godzilla movie, you see like 30 seconds of Godzilla, You know, he slide in, he might whoop somebody, or he might do a little something, some she or whatever they had. I remember it was a she at one time. And then he slide out. Like, nobody watches Godzilla movies for the people. Nobody gives a fuck about the people. Like, if it was straight Godzilla and no people and everybody got stepped on, I wouldn't give a shit. Like, people watch Godzilla movie for the fucking monster. This is what critics do. It's not artistic enough. They don't care about the human interaction. Like, fuck you and the human interaction, goddamn. Like, oh, interact with somebody else. But anyway, that's completely off target. But, you know, the biggest hit movie in recent history, Avengers. A lot of virtue signaling, you know, and that's why I was kind of like, this movie was, you know, you could tell that they were out for something. And I'm not even familiar with Captain Marvel, but you know, I don't know what her whole purpose is, but that's a whole different thing. But you had the all women fighting scene, you know, well, we got this, and then they fuck around and lose the shit. That's the whole shit that nobody recognized, like. The all women's fighting scene, and they the ones that fuck around and lose the motherfucker. Anyway, you had the subtle gay scene. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went on a date with this guy. You know, and it kept saying, well, he was this and he was that, and this. You know, Captain America sitting there with that bullshit. Then you had the ending, where now you giving Captain America's giving the I guess the title to old buddy. I don't even know how you got the juice, how you just, the shield just automatically gonna work for him. I don't even know how that works anyway. But now you got the black dude being Captain America. You know, and niggas was excited about that. Niggas don't even like America. But they love the black Captain America. But that's another conversation. Anyway, Captain Marvel, the dyke here. Yeah, and so my thing is, it's like, in the movies, it's pushing it. Again, you know, there's always like a little agenda. You know, we do this or we do that, and they're selling you some shit. I don't watch a lot of movies. I catch shit, but I guess it's just because I do. I guess I see movies, but it's got to be something I really want to see. It ain't really like a whole lot of shit I'm gonna go out of my way to see. If I hear a whole bunch of people talking about it, I really know that I disagree with most mainstream ideas, but I'm gonna go see it anyway just cause. But anyway. You know, so the subtlety that they're putting in Hollywood, we already know what Hollywood is all about and their whole agenda, you know. And the thing about Hollywood and the thing about, I guess, when you're talking about agendas, right? It's not just the gay agenda. It's not just the homosexual or trans agenda. It's specific messages that are sent to specific cultures, you know. Somebody was talking about that Crazy Rich Asians movie the other day, and they said basically it was like your typical, you know, all black movie where, you know, they have some shit going on, but just with Asian people. So they had the Asian people in there talking ghetto and doing a whole bunch of shit. I haven't seen it. I don't know. But the thing they were talking about was at least the Asians actually got their names in the credits. You know, niggas don't be, they might be in the movie, but they ain't in the really into producing and doing all that other shit. That's a whole other conversation. But you know, there's certain messages for certain cultures. You know, Hollywood will tell you, they'll send you that message, you know, you gotta get saved. You can't make it until you get saved. You won't do it on your own. You need a super savior to help you get to the top. Just a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, people love that shit. People eat that shit up, and that's fine. If that's what you want, go watch it. You spend your money. I'm not. I might bootleg the shit. Don't tell nobody, but I already told them. But Hollywood has its own agendas. But then let's get to the most important agenda. Then we're going to open up the line, and I'm going to let you guys speak, because I know you guys have some things on your mind that you want to say, but I'm going to spend a minute or two on this. Not too long. The news. The liberal media. And again, man, I used to hear this all the time when I was more, I guess, liberal thinking. And I was like, why do they keep saying this? It's not a thing. You know, I knew Fox was conservative. I knew, you know, CNN was whatever. Why do they always say the liberal media is doing this and the liberal media? And then I sat back, and as my views started changing, as I started to learn different things and I started to see stuff different, it is the liberal media. It is a real fucking thing, you know, and they have an agenda. So what they did, you know, is what when Trump got in first, it was, oh, Trump will never make it. And again, I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't give a shit. But it's just funny how it all panned out. You know, I do myself like sit back and watch, you know, people just fold. Oh, Trump's a joke. He'll never make it. He'll never beat Hillary. Hillary's winning in all the polls. And I sat back and I was just watching that shit. I was like, damn, this dirty bitch gonna be president. And then as I started watching them fucking numbers come in, I was like, what? And it was pure humor to me. So then, after they were all devastated and crying on TV, and these are the people that you want representing you or your information from. But anyway, Trump becomes president. And they spend 2 years and some change basically trying to undermine this man, saying all the collusion, delusion, solution, prostitution, institution, all kind of shit. Anything they could come up with to tie to Russia. He's got the Russian prostitutes. They're pissing on the bed because Obama slept there. There's a tape. You gotta check it out. Anything that they could do to connect the shit. And again, I'm not a Trump, but I'm just like watching all this shit just, dissipate. They did their stunts at the State of the Unions and their white, their virgin clothing and all this other stuff that they were doing. It's just so many theatrics, so much, it's just a clown show. But anyway, that's part government, part news. But the news keeps telling you there's all this stuff's going to happen. CNN keeps telling you this is going to happen. CNN tells you they're going to impeach him. CNN says, look at everybody leaving the White House. It's going down. It's falling apart every day. It's falling apart. MSNBC, same stuff. Nothing's happening. It's still going like it's been going. Now we're still looking for the wall. I don't really give a shit about the wall, but I know there's people who are still looking for the wall. But outside of that, it seems that most supporters are still supporters. And so you look at all this news, and again, you got your internet news outlets, and when he coined that phrase, fake news, it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because all this shit you said and nothing came to fruition from it. Nothing came through from it. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So saying all of this is to say, yes, there is an agenda in media, but what do they gain from having these agendas? What do they gain from trying to mold the mentality of people a certain way? And what do you do, or what do we do as people to avoid getting caught up in that mentality? That's the question I'm asking tonight. So what do we do? How do you avoid the media bias? How do you avoid the media agenda? How do you get other people to see that there's an agenda? But again, most people who, if they support the agenda already, they're going to act like they don't see shit. And, what do we do to combat that? And also what I want to know, when I open up the line, I want to know, in your opinion, what form of this pushing of this agenda? We talked about cartoons, we talked about television, you got radio with the music. And let me talk about that for a second, because I didn't really think about that. The music that gets put out is a particular agenda. Think about it. Think about it. The Stallions, the Cardi B's, the Menages. You telling me there ain't women that rap better than those hookers? Absolutely there are. But they're not going to get the agenda. Why? Because they're not going to strip, and they're not going to strip and rap at the same time. These women will show any and everything. They don't give a fuck. As long as they keep getting money, they'll play the role. They don't give a damn. I mean, you really got a literal stripper off the pole and made her famous. So music is an agenda. So that's affecting the young girls, the women who are listening to this. The kids are getting impacted by the gay rap and all these other things that are going on. So I want to know what you guys think is the worst agenda. I want to know what you guys think, what can be done. I want to know, how do you prevent it? Just whatever's on your mind. Let me open up the line. Let's get this thing jumping, man. I really want to know how y'all feeling. Look, shout out to everybody that came through for the 10 a.m. stream. We'll be doing it again tomorrow. I see how they're trying to do my boy MLK, man. I don't even know. I say I'm more X than King, but y'all active. Let me get the number. Let me get everything properly certified. I see y'all calling on the phone, but I ain't got the phone. I still got it hooked up to the thing, so y'all, whoever's calling will have to call back to get through. Man, there was like a dude named Sissy something from from Louisiana, and he was like a gay. I remember like who had the show? Was it Magic Johnson or one of them niggas had a show back in the day, and this nigga started fucking like he started rapping like he was hard, and nigga came up with some more hard, and then like in the middle of the shit, this nigga just flipped the script and started doing some questionable activity. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And what am I watching? What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Now, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind about tonight's topic? What is going on with the media agenda?
You know what, Honcho, I'm actually proud of you, man. You finally got a topic that I've been wanting to talk about. The thing is, I've been ready to talk about this Hollywood genius shit, so I'm about to talk about it, man. Okay. You know, Honcho, you couldn't hit on the head, man, when it comes to not just fashion, music, cartoons. And going back to the point about cartoon characters, it's true. Now, the thing is, I was born 2002, so me, most of the time, my shit, I'm not really in the 90s cartoon. I mean, I watch some, but things I'm on the 2000 cartoons when I was growing up. And, thing is, we had Avatar, we had Ben 10, you know, we had, the original Teen Titans, Samurai Jack. We had shit that had a strong male character where the character, you know, it was a boy. Like, he went on the other shit. He was trying to get the girl. He was oppressed by the girl, but he was the leader. You know, it was never no funny shit. You know, now you had shows like a Pop-Up Girls who had in the windows of a gay character. You know, but that's that fun story. That tells you right there.
Hey man,
no, but,
Mojo Jojo was a gangster ass nigga though, man. Look, you know, I
mean, I'm not denying that shit. But you know, as I got older, you know, you did have another show called Legend of Korra. It was kind of a continuation after Avatar, and you know what's so funny? At the end of the show, the series finale, they found out she was gay. Now, during the whole 4 seasons, she had a whole boyfriend, but at the end of the season, she gay. Now, to make credit, this show was made in 2013. So, times evolved and shit like that happened. Even what they did to Teen Titans, now Teen Titans Go. They do all this shaking booty, all this other shit. You know, it's not about the action no more. It's become a comic relief. You know, and they wear dresses and they put on makeup and they make it like it's funny, but I know what you're trying to do. You're pushing the agenda to these kids. Like, oh man, you know, Robin on Teen Titans is wearing. Just let me wear a dress. You know, it's obvious. You know, so I'm not just gonna stay on cartoons. You know, we go to other things, man. Not just movies. It's a key example. 2017. You know who won Best Picture for 2017 in the Oscars, Honcho?
I have no idea.
Moonlight. You know what Moonlight was. You know, Moonlight was about the boy who was, you know, having problems with his sexuality, and then he was a black man, you know, his black father, I can't think of that man's name, but he, you know, told me something, oh, it's okay to be gay, you have stupid ass, fat ass, Janelle Monáe, I hate that, I can't stand that hoe.
Man,
you got her in the movie.
I ain't even know this shit was up. Janelle Monáe, she gay?
Oh, yeah, she gay.
What song she did? She got a song? I thought she was like a singer. Ain't she a singer? She got some.
I don't know. Yeah, she's a singer, but when Janelle Monáe tried too hard, and her ass just looked like a flock of fish up there. You know, she tried to do when Prince was alive, and Prince had not the tribute, when they were going, tribute to Prince, he was still alive. Man, Prince was looking so uninterested, man, I swear to God. But, you know, that win Best Picture. That just didn't win Best Picture, it won also 3 other awards after that. You know, the thing, yes. Now tell me, back in the day, back in the 90s, 80s, would a movie about a fully gay character ever win Best Picture? Especially about a black character. Never. We all remember Brokeback Mountain with goddamn Heath Ledger. You know, that never won the picture. It got famous, but it never won one. You know, it shows you that times evolve.
Philadelphia, was that the one? With I think the dude that he was gay. I forgot how that whole went down. I think that was the one about.
Yeah. The thing is, times evolve. The thing is, the homosexual agenda and genders in general has always been in Hollywood, Honcho. It's always been undercover. It's always been never talked about. You know, let's don't get to like another example, Joan Crawford. You know Joan Crawford, Mommy Dearest, or people don't know. The thing is, they figured out that she was bisexual. You know, she had affairs with famous female actors from the 40s and the 50s. Throw it off as shit. But that was never talked about. You know, the thing is, Hollywood has always pushed genders. It's just become more open in the media now about how they feel. You know? And, Honcho, I'm going to agree with you. The liberals do push a lot of the homosexual agenda. Yeah, I'd say the prepaid probably happy as hell right now. I'll say that. And the thing, you two niggas, and the thing is, it is pushed. Don't forget, Obama was the one who signed the thing for the same-sex marriage for all 50 states. He did sign that. During his office, he was the one who had the gay flag all across the White House. I remember that. I'm not ignorant here. You know. So
do you think him doing that?
I agree with you, Honcho.
Do you think him doing that is kind of, do you think him pushing that and signing that legislation? Do you think that's why we've seen an increase over the last few years of a lot of these messages?
You know, I'm not gonna say. You know, I don't hate Obama. You know, but yeah. The thing is, it was always there, but that just gave them the fuel to promote more. You know, since that signed deal, man, gay everything, commercials, gay characters, everything has increased. You know, and in my opinion, it's becoming to where, man, if you even said one bad thing about gay, it's like you get executed. It's a form of propaganda. It's like communism. Like you talk against the leader, nigga, your ass is dead. It's like a dictatorship. Come with gay people. Oh, it's like the First Amendment right doesn't exist anymore about how you feel. You know, and I have a problem with that. If I don't like something, let me freely say it. You know, if it's my religious beliefs, or I just don't care for it, and that's a problem. You know, I can agree with you, Honcho. NBC, CBS, MSNBC, all of them, CNN, all of them are very liberal. Most websites and news articles, you know, the New York Times, all of them are very liberal. It's rare. Fox is holding on as one of the only conservative things, but liberals. I mean, these nations, these stations are very liberal. Fox is very conservative. You know, Fox, while CNN will talk everything bad about Trump, how he's this and this falling down, you'll have Fox to go over there and, you know, really say everything more positive. Now, I've seen people on Fox News that talked against Trump, but predominantly Fox News is more positive to Trump because it's more conservative news station. And that's how it is. You know, but that's just how it is. It's one and another. Now, it's more liberal, but you got Fox and probably other news networks that are very more conservative. I just can't know. But I'm getting off top. I'm going along here. My main topic is that agendas is pushed, Honcho, is pushed all around. Yes, I will agree with you. There is a political agenda. There's definitely a homosexual agenda. My last point before I get off, how they have all of these goddamn now with these rappers wearing fingernail polish. They even had Snoop had a manicure. Now, what does that tell you? Now it's put away.
Now, there's a difference. Now, did he have a manicure with fingernail polish on? Or did he just have a manicure?
Yeah. It's like kind of like with the black tips, the white black tips, something like that on the top, like a manicure. You know how females got the manicure, but with like that, cut nails, the nails all even and shit. You know, most people's nails, especially nigga nails, ain't even.
You know. I ain't mad. You know, some old pimps. You know, they keep their shit clean, but with
no. You had to see it, man. You had to see what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying here is that this is pushing that it's okay to wear nail polish. Dudes ain't supposed to wear no damn nail polish. You have Uzi and all them and T.Y. Dollar Sign. These are people who influence kids that this is the music they listen to wearing nail polish on their feet and their fingers. If they ain't pushing, I don't know what pushing is, man. We just talked about the Gillette commercial. The thing is, I want to say more things, but it's obvious that it's there. It's not talked about, but if you want to stay woke, I'm doing my fingers like this. The thing is, look at all the tiny details that you see. Don't just feed into what somebody gives you. Research for yourself and really find out how you feel about something, not what somebody else feels about something. When you do that, man, you gonna figure it out, man. So, goddamn, I went way over. It's your boy Roman, man. I'm out, man.
Yeah, you all good, man. You all good, Roman. All right, y'all give me un segundo. I've been drinking a lot of water, so I gotta take a quick honcho hiatus. I know it's early in the stream, but I'm gonna give y'all's due. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back after these messages. All right, we back. Let's take some calls, man. Let's see what's shaking. Let's see what's going down. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Roasted.
What's on your mind, man?
Y'all, I heard y'all talking about this agenda shit, getting pushed and everything.
No.
Man, I wanted to call in and speak on it. So, when you got the media, you know what I'm saying, you got all kinds of people who are being bought. Being bought with gifts, being bought with money, or sometimes you got people who are controlled with threats. I'll tell your wife this. How would your children feel about this? Or if you don't push this agenda, or if you don't push this story out, shit like that. Not only do you got that, you also got moles, which are like spies that are put in certain places to figure out what people's agenda are and shit like that. And not everybody's agenda is the same as you would think. So it's like for example, you might think just because one man is Mexican that you could put him in an argument and that he'll just be like fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. But he may have the knowledge to know what the actual problem is and why Trump says the things that he says and everything. Maybe he's not one of those people that he just goes with the flow. Maybe he got the knowledge for himself and he rather speak on what's real rather than just speak on what everybody wants to hear. So when it comes to like for example, that Gillette shit that I saw that video on Gillette Gillette, what was it? It's the dad teaching the little girl how to shave, right? Wasn't that what's going on?
Yeah, teaching the trans how to shave.
Yeah. Well, they're really just. I mean, shit. It wouldn't matter what it was. If nuclear missiles would sell fucking shaving creams and fucking shavers, they would put that shit on the commercial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got some people who don't like America, or they're trying to ruin it, even more further than it's already ruined. So they'll play for their positions of power. Say, for example, Cartoon Network. I hate America. I go to work at Cartoon Network, on my way all the way up to the top. Now I get to put whatever cartoons I want to put on at what times and shit like that. So now what am I doing? I'm gonna go to Adult Swim, and I'm just gonna let them have a commercial. Tunes having sex, not actually having sex in view, but just inferring that. Now you got these people who are like, okay, yeah, oh, you'll do that? You don't mind being the moron doing it? Like, hell no, I don't mind being the moron. I'll do that. Okay, cool. Well, why don't we just go ahead and give you gifts? You keep this agenda going. Then that's just one aspect of reality that I brought up. There's many more. As like, for example, the Gillette shaving cream commercial, Cartoon Network shit already spoke on. And you got these you got people who just really want to see the world burn. They'd rather see the world go up in fire. They don't want to. I guess their hope is really just to wreak havoc, cause without using terror. They just want to find another way to fuel the war. You understand what I'm saying? So this whole media thing, they can be bought, sold, they can be threatened, influenced. Also, you got moles, spies working here and there. I mean, it's just going on, and as the world turns, every day is going on. People get fired, somebody new gets hired, spies get caught. We know what you're doing. People, you cross the line. Now we got to find somebody else, replace you, put you here, put you there. And, yeah, man, it's terrible. But I don't actually think that you have to blame the media. You would have to blame the people who are in that position, because they're allowing themselves to be pushed and pulled. They're allowing themselves to be bought. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, I don't want to go too deep into like Trump's "Make America Great Again" type of shit, but I feel like that's where it's leading. Because you don't, at the same time, you got to look at what's being shown. What's being promoted, and what was promoted back then. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like people try. I mean, maybe it is, but I feel like I take it like, okay, it's really just like him trying to say, uh, let's get America back to that point where it's like, the kids are thought of and shit like that. Now, that the only way you can get to that point, you have to let these people think you're on this team. You have to let these people think you're pushing this agenda. Anything so I can get what I really want to move forward. You think whatever you want to think, but as long as the end game is the end game, that's what the goals we're going to accomplish. People can think what they want, but I don't think you can really blame the media. You got to blame these people who are in the positions of power, because they can be replaced, they could be bought, but the media is always going to be there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
What you think?
Man, no, I mean, that's a good way of looking at it, because, I mean, shit, if they the ones that get to pull the trigger, get to pull the levers and shit to make certain shit happen for, whoever's interested in making that, pushing that message, then, I mean, they control that. Or if they're the ones recruiting others to do this, that, and the third, then they're definitely the ones who you would have to look at. But I don't know. Cause I wonder
blame the man, not the machine.
But I wonder if there's a concerted effort, of people who are all, on the same accord that is trying to push that message. So, this person this place, this person this place, so they're going to work in their avenue, and this other person going to be in their little avenue working. So that's what, I think that it can get a little bit deeper than that, though, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, you got who don't like the Constitution. They want to get rid of the Constitution. So they're trying to use the media and be like, look, this is how bad the Constitution is because we can get away with this, and trying to push it, not point it out, but just saying, hey, look at me, not saying what I'm doing, but I'm telling you I'm just trying to get your attention, like, hey, this is what the Constitution is, we can do this, but you can't let them ruin our society even more than it already is, that we haven't ruined. It's already been ruined so much. Well, I don't want to take too long. I want to hear somebody else calling in, but that's my thoughts.
All right. Well, that's a bit ferocious, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. So, like I say, I mean, I think there's layers to it. I think there's levels to it. I mean, we've heard of secret societies before, and there's certain people that they try to out and push out of the loop in certain avenues, from Google to any of the rest of this shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's a thing that's happening. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's good, prepaid?
Prepaid, what's
up? I'm in Honcho.
What's good, man? What's on your mind, man?
Man, I'm trying to look. I think I made one of them gay steaks, bro. I was cooking, and I'm feeling like real, like I got like I'm kind of warm, like kind of groovy, like Caitlin, like. No, man. No lie, bro. I think it's like no question if the media is pushing the agenda. Now, the crazy part is like, I'll be the first to admit, I don't understand homosexuality. I don't get it. I will never understand why a nigga want to lay up with another ashy ass, hairy ass nigga. I don't get it. But one thing about me, because I don't understand it, I'm intrigued by it. So when Roman mentioned Moonlight, I watched Moonlight. Moonlight was fucking horrible. Wasn't good acting. A whole bunch of gay shit. A whole lot of virtue signaling. You can watch shit for yourself. It's gonna disappoint you because the cast is not an all-star cast. It's more up-and-coming actors more than anything. But they just wasn't cohesive. It's just one of those movies to where you just threw a whole bunch of niggas in it and say, okay, niggas, y'all go do y'all thing. Do some gay shit. And we gonna applaud it. And it's kind of crazy because I'm gonna mention another movie that like hit on homosexuality, and it actually was an awesome movie. So I don't know if you've seen Dallas Buyers Club with Matthew McConaughey.
Man, I heard about it. I wanted to watch it, but I never got around to seeing it. But I've heard about it.
So when you get a chance, before you watch Moonlight, watch Dallas Buyers Club. You can watch it after. And basically, what Dallas Buyers Club highlights is the epidemic of HIV and AIDS and how it was viewed upon, the stigma that happened in the 80s. Basically, a lot of gay people died, bro, because people refused to, like, give them medical care. Yeah. A lot of straight men got the shit because it was fucking these bitches who was junkies and who shoot up their arms, and they thought that straight men were gay when they was getting AIDS and stuff. So a lot of people died just from, like, misinformation. Mm-hmm. Now, I mentioned that movie to say that look at the acting, the cast, you know what I'm saying, basically the plot and how the movie was basically brought together in Dallas Buyers Club, and they compare that shit to Moonlight. Majority of people have never seen Dallas Buyers Club. Matthew McConaughey's probably his best movie. I think the man lost like 60 pounds to play this movie because he gets AIDS in the movie.
Yeah. Damn.
His greatest movie, and this majority of people have never seen it. Yeah. Yet every nigga I know has seen Moonlight. And that is the problem. Earlier, from the stream, you were talking about Blade. And it was so crazy because once you mentioned it, I was like, you know what? I've always been a huge fan of Blade. I wouldn't watch all 3 Blades just because so many people keep saying that Black Panther's our superhero. Like, we didn't have Blade. Yeah. I watched all 3 Blades. Honcho, I exaggerate not one lie. Blade killed one black person in all 3 movies. You got a nigga who's half vampire, half human. The human scared of him. The vampire scared of him. Yeah. They literally call him the Daywalker. He has an ability that nobody else has. And you mean to tell me you niggas didn't celebrate that shit?
The niggas wasn't fucking with it, man.
He had the coldest haircut. He drove the baddest car. Yeah, he had the coldest weapons, and he murked white people all day long. He just hunting motherfuckers all day long. And y'all wasn't fucking with that. It's because motherfuckers wasn't sitting there saying, but he doesn't look like me, and I need representation. Back before all this shit happened, before the SJWs took over, we used to just enjoy shit. We just enjoyed movies. We didn't give a shit about that, but we let the media tell us that motherfuckers gotta look like us. No, they don't. No, they don't. A classic movie is a classic movie. I love Titanic. Cried like a motherfucker. I don't care what no niggas in the dime. I'm cool with that. We wasn't on the ship. That's cool with me. You ain't gotta make the nigga playing the violin a nigga. You ain't gotta have him, you know what I'm saying, playing, you know what I'm saying, West Side Connection on the violin for me to feel connected. It's a great movie. It's okay. But see, that just shows you the media and how the media pushed this whole imagery on us and how things have to be associated with us, or we have to connect or feel a certain way towards everything. No, we don't. No, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Roman gets mad about, you know, how the politics do it, but it's the same fucking way, bro. We let y'all sit here and tell us that Trump was a Russian spy for 2.5 years. 2.5 years y'all told us this bullshit. Now, no one knows where the Russian spy came from. No one understands the bullshit. And yet I had people telling every day, you know, Trump was a Russian spy. Well, how? How was he a Russian spy? Explain it to me. Shit, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I heard. No one did any research. No one thought about, okay, if he was a Russian spy, how did he become president? What's the implications on that? And then when the Mueller report came out, and then when you had A.G. Barr give his summary of the Mueller report, and it said that he had Russia. In fact, the Russian contact happened when Obama was in office, and then Obama ignored the shit. When all the facts came out, motherfuckers still wasn't satisfied. The media still said he was lying. So then they said it was obstruction of justice because they just can't take a demand when he beat you. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in the media because you lost. He won. There's nothing you can do about it. For the first time, and since I've been voting, and I'm turning 33 this year, this was the first time I heard white people not say respect the position. As far as I can remember, and you know this, Honcho, also, white people always said respect the position. It don't matter who the president is. He's the president. Respect the position. Yeah. Now all of a sudden they don't respect it no more. Yeah. Now all of a sudden it's go against Trump. You know what I'm saying? He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. But yeah, when you start talking about policy, you talking about the shit he's doing, niggas get real quiet all of a sudden. People start sliding the back door. They don't know what you're talking about now all of a sudden. Ooh, well, I mean, I guess that's good. Shit. What are you doing for us? And let me explain to y'all something about what the media is doing to you also. And I'm gonna segue away from politics. You have 24 Democratic candidates running for 2020 president. Not one person has told you anything about policy. What they can tell you is that they're going to offer you reparations. and college tuition, forgiveness. You want to know why, black people? Because they don't feel like you have the political advancement to understand politics. So instead of them campaigning and giving you policy, they will just give you some free shit. Now, for most of you niggas, that should offend you, but it won't, because you don't understand what they doing to you. Hillary, instead of campaigning, had a motherfucking pep rally with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Word.
How many concerts do y'all niggas need? We get concerts every fucking weekend. There should have been the biggest slap in your face, but y'all don't look at it that way because y'all don't see the media. Why does every Democratic candidate go to the Breakfast Club? Why in the fuck do y'all gotta sit down with Charlamagne?
Clown with that clown.
Because that just tells you how our media, how we are viewing the media and how they have to reach us. They can't reach us by just being politicians and going off of policy and tell us how they're going to shape the country and benefit us. They'd rather show you that we have to shuck and jive to get you niggas to come vote for us. Because nothing says America and being a patriot like listening to Beyonce sing some shit off Lemonade. Nothing says it. Nothing says it. As far as the everyday thing, and you know the virtual signaling you see every day, and the things you see in the media every day, you can fight it all you want to, but after the Me Too movement, now they're having another movement. And Honcho, I was going to see this article. We're going to catch up in probably about a week or two. Okay. There's a study right now that's saying that 70% of managers and CEOs and basically the upper echelon of companies are afraid to have one-on-one meetings with women.
Yeah,
70%.
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
They're refusing to meet with women. And you know what women are saying now? That it is hurting them. They can't be promoted in the companies because they can't have one-on-one time with their boss. The same people who benefited from the Me Too movement lied on all those people, fucked their way to the top, used their sexuality to get to where they want to be in the company, are now mad because people are going to protect their jobs and their careers at all costs against women. So guess what they said what the problem was? Men need to step up to the plate.
Right.
White men, they said especially step up to the plate. If that ain't the media controlling this whole message to people, that all men are scumbags, I want to tell you. How does Gillette tell you that all men are scumbags? We're all terrible people. They need to tell us to be better men. How the fuck does that work?
About transitioning.
Because people are transitioning around them. We need to be better people. You decided that you was no longer going to be Tamara, you're going to be Samson, but I needed to transition myself because you decided that you were going to be a woman no more and you're going to be a man. So it's my fault that Caitlyn Jenner decided that Bruce is no longer here, even though he kept a dick and some balls and he's still fucking bitches, but he want to wear a dress. I got to transition now. Yeah. And not only do I have to transition, I have to watch a nigga get an ESPY. For what?
Brave.
For what?
He's a hero. He's so brave. Oh.
A hero. The motherfucker is so brave he became a woman, yet never cut off his dick and his balls. I'm done. I'm fed up. Y'all be blessed. Good night.
I already appreciate the copy, Pete. Yeah, I did. I saw that little that thing about that. You know what's super funny too? They were talking about. I saw another thing. They were talking about women who transitioned into men and then immediately regretted, you know, being feminist and all that other shit because they were talking about that people stopped caring about how they thought. You know, when they were women, that they were encouraged to speak up. They were encouraged to share their thoughts and things like that. But when they became men, people didn't want to hear that shit. People didn't give a fuck about them. Say how funny that is. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is Professor Trill. What's up, Honcho?
What's the motherfucking deal, Professor Trill? What you want to drop in the den this evening, man?
Oh, goddamn. Here we go again. Okay, look. I get what you're saying, Prepaid. I get what you're saying about the Democrats. I can't defend them. But the fact that you just keep defending Trump is, I can't stand with that, bro. I cannot stand with that. First of all, he don't give a fuck about nobody. That's point blank period. Now you can say, well, at least he did something for black folks. Okay, I'll give him that. And the black unemployment rate is at an all-time low. Okay, I'll give him that too because he didn't do nothing to fuck it up, which it had already started trending downward before Obama left office. Now, you could say that, hey, it don't trickle down like that, whatever. But look, going down is going down, okay? I don't give a fuck who get credit for it as long as it's trending down. 'Cause that's the problem I have. Everybody wants to give credit to one person and then put the blame on the other people because they not doing it either. Well, if the main problems we have in the country ain't getting fixed, who the fuck get credit for what? Okay, he freed some niggas who broke the law in the fucking first place. These niggas didn't go to prison because they was innocent. They was guilty. They knew the risk whenever they did what they was doing. So now he put some more felons, or whoever the fuck, back out on the street. Which is going to create, more black unemployment? Because now that they got a thing on their record, how they going to get hired? And then where you think they going? They're not going to the white neighborhoods. They going straight back to the hood, bro. To create what? More fucking poverty. And get caught right back up in the same gang. Because Honcho, you know as well as I do. Niggas get locked up, he get out with the first fucking thing he do. The same shit he did to get locked up in the first fucking place. So yeah, he freed a bunch of niggas to do what? To start the cycle back up, bro. Come on, prepaid. You might have all these stats and shit and you got all this shit against the Democrats. That's not helping your argument, brother. The Democrats ain't worth a fuck. So why in the fuck do you think that it's okay to talk down on them when they ain't worth a shit in the first place? They not. So saying that they ain't shit ain't helping the country none. What the fuck is that doing for anybody? Nothing. Well, at least he did this, at least he did that. How long he been in this motherfucker already? What else has he done besides that? He did a little tax break here, a little tax break that. All I know is he fucked me out some bread, bro. That's all I know. Now, you can look at it any way you want. All I care about is what the fuck affects the decisions that he may have to do with me. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. Now, it could be worse. If that's going to be your argument, we can have a Democrat in. They be fucking shit up more. I see that argument. But, again, that's still not helping nobody. It's still not helping me, and it's not helping you neither. So what we need is better candidates across the fucking board. I don't like none of the 24 motherfuckers the Democrats got. I don't like none of the Republicans either. Because all of them is concerned about the party. The same shit I've been saying. Fuck the Republican Party and fuck the Democratic Party. Do what's best for the fucking country.
Hiya.
Our education has a fucking problem. How come ain't nobody fixing that? If we got all these bright motherfuckers that's supposed to be the best country in the world and he making America great again,
Hi.
smarting these dumbass kids up. What the fuck? If we start there, all the other shit will start to fix itself. If we get some people with some goddamn sense and learn some fucking shit that they actually need to fucking learn. Pay these teachers the fucking money that they deserve to get, bro. Do something about these old hoe-ass laws, the ones that's out there. Get rid of the fucking rotten apples and keep the other ones in there. If you get the fucking police to where they earn some kind of respect, maybe niggas won't do them like we doing. Maybe we won't feel the way we feel it. They start treating us like we some fucking human beings. And not a fucking enemy combatant. What the fuck do a police force need to do with a goddamn tank, bro? The fuck they need a tank for? They think niggas got landmines, rocket launchers, RPGs and shit? No, a lot of this shit just ain't necessary. It don't make sense, bro. A lot of the shit that they do don't make sense. Fuck what party they're affiliated with. I don't care. Make some of this shit make sense. Make the improvements that we really need to make. Fix the education problem. Fix the goddamn roads. Fuck! I drive these motherfuckers every day and they just get worse and worse. We got all this money, got all this fucking technology. I can't drive over a fucking road that won't fucking bounce me all over the goddamn truck. Fix that shit. Get the infrastructure better than the fucking way it is.
So I got a question for you.
Dude.
You seen your boy went down to meet with the what was that, Congressional Black Caucus or whatever that is, today to try to get some prison reform done, right?
Who?
Clifford Harris.
Oh God.
You know, but it was actually supposed to be Nipsey who was supposed to be going to that, but you know he's no longer with us, so he's taking his place to go and try to get some things done. So that's a situation where you feel where he would have to, you know, if you're really trying to get some agendas pushed or some laws pushed or whatever it is, that he would have to have a conversation eventually, you would think, with the president. Do you think that's something that he would be willing to do?
Yes. Because if I say no, and if he say no, he's stupid. But again, and I said this before, if he go bring somebody up there that know the political game and how the shit work. See, y'all not a dumb nigga, but he ain't no politician either. He don't understand exactly how the game work. He know how the dope game work and all that shit, the street knowledge. He got all that, but that's a different fight. So if he go up there by himself, which is the problem I had with Kanye and fucking Jim Brown, what the fuck them niggas know about politics?
Look, Kanye say shit.
Not a goddamn
My
thing.
wife can get something done. Shit, I can get something done.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
You shooting this
With
shot.
that,
Right?
Honcho, I mean, come on, Honcho. Like, you mean to tell me Kim Kardashian can go up there and get this nigga to sign some shit, and all these other smart-ass niggas that's in politics couldn't get him to do that? So what the fuck you say? That's the problem I got. It's just like everybody got agendas, and I understand that. But I mean, shit, if ain't nobody doing nothing, it just seems like it's just a bunch of fucking back and forth infighting, and nothing's getting accomplished, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going all the way across the board. The fucking professional caucus, all the motherfuckers. What the fuck are you really doing? I'm not seeing no progress nowhere from none of you motherfuckers that's supposed to be having my best interest at heart. What the fuck are you really doing? What all these meetings taking place? What's actually fucking happening? Tell me something. Let me see something. Show me. Like, you don't never see the motherfuckers celebrate nothing. Well, we got this law passed in Congress. I don't never see that shit. Is that shit happening behind closed doors? Some shit that I don't know about? Well, it shouldn't be. There should be some way where I'd be able to read about this shit. What the fuck are they actually doing? After all of these fucking years, I don't see zero progress. Are they just trying to maintain the status quo? If that's so, that's not fucking good enough. It's not.
That's what it almost seemed like. It almost just seemed like, you know, a lot of this about as long as my party's in power, I'm all good. It ain't really about what they doing for the folks as a whole, you know.
That's the problem I got, Honcho, right then and there. I don't give a fuck who you so-called represent or what fucking animal you got representing you. All of them ought to be a jackass as far as I'm fucking concerned. Because I'm sorry, man, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Because while we're maintaining the status quo, a lot of these other countries are passing us the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see China out there maintaining the status quo. And how in the fuck do we owe them so much goddamn money? What the fuck do we actually get from them to owe them that much fucking money? How come we ain't got all these motherfucking banks and bankers and shit that we got here? We can't fix the national fucking debt? We can't stop buying some bullshit? We got every fucking thing we need already here. Why in the fuck are we still owing all these other countries money? I don't understand the shit. And I know I'm probably oversimplifying the shit. Okay, I get it. But I mean, goddamn, is it really that fucking complicated? Or is it the fact that you just want your side to get the credit, and the other side don't want your side to get the credit, so then they block you? So it's just a fucking back and forth, and nothing ever gets done or fixed.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. That's what it seemed like. I said, it just seemed like to me it's a lot of power plays. Like if motherfuckers could come to a compromise, and that's the problem, that nobody wants to compromise. Like a lot of this stuff is, you know, because I even look at some of the wall stuff, you know, they don't want that there because that would be a monument to Trump. And so they would hate to have that be built, and then that way, you know, to them that's a permanent L or whatever. But instead of doing that, like I say, now they just worried about trying to get like a an obstruction case or some other bullshit case, and they know this shit adding up to anything, and so they wasted, you know, 2 or 3 years that they could be doing something, you know, valid, but instead they trying to push for something that don't even exist. And so again, a waste of time, waste of taxpayer money. Then when it comes time around, they get themselves a raise, you know, they take off for a couple of weeks, and do whatever else. That's the one thing you notice that they all always agree on. When it's time for Congress or the House or whoever to get themselves a raise, boy, they always get that raise, don't they? Ain't there something they always? You never hear no issues about that. That shit get done quick, man. Every time.
And you don't never hear about it. That shit passed through with flying colors, both sides.
Yeah. Them motherfuckers come together quick. Well, we got to meet in the middle of the aisle on this one. We just this is necessary. So, I mean, it is what it is. That money talk, that bullshit walk. But again, like I say, it's too much money, too much lobbying and all everything else in these politics. And, that's why shit don't get going. Half these motherfuckers don't even believe in half the shit they be voting and picking and choosing for. But, they getting paid $1 million here, or they going to end up on the board of some major company where they not going to have to do too much of shit, just show up and smile, and they going to get, $3 or $4 million a year. So that's the deal. It's like, everybody got to eat. Everybody got to get a little something. So if I'm not getting nothing out of it, then shit, I ain't voting for it. If nobody came to me and threw me a little something on the side, say, hey, do this, that, and the third, I'm not voting for this. I'm voting it down. Tell them to bring me some money too, then we'll change our mind. You know what I'm saying? So it is. It's the crazy, crazy thing, man.
Yeah, and this the media shit. Like, what? It seemed like it just took a turn for the worse. Mm-hmm. It really did, and I don't know if it's, man, the internet fucked us up, bro. God damn, the internet fucked this country up. It made shit way too fucking convenient. Way too convenient, because the news used to be the place where you would go to get the real story.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't come out with a story or call it breaking news until they got all the facts in. And to try to give you the real. Now, as soon as something happened, they want to show it live. Yeah. Or if they can't show it live, they just give you what they heard, and then they go back and retract the fucking shit if it ain't right. And I'm like, then you get one report on this is what happened for one station, then you listen to it on another station, they telling a different story. Yeah. Because they all pushing the fucking agenda. And again, I don't give a shit whose agenda it is. Just tell me the fucking truth.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about what you trying to. The news and lost its fucking virtue, bro. It's not worth a fuck. Then you can't go online. They got a bunch of motherfuckers who just putting up stories for clickbait. Just a bunch of bullshit telling you somebody died, and that motherfucker breathing heavy than a motherfucker, living like a son bitch. And you like, damn, old buddy died? Oh, no, that turned out to be a fake story. Like, why would you? What the fuck? Man. Why? Man, what's the fucking point?
People want to be first. They don't even care. They just want to be the first one to say some shit, as opposed to it being some truthful shit. As long as they can get some attention, as long as they can get some eyes looking in their direction, that's all that counts. Attention is all that counts now, and that's the crazy thing.
And prepaid, I wasn't trying to jump on you, brother. It's just that you just twinged my nerves a little bit, man. I just had to fire back. Like, God damn, nigga, you say the shit all the time, and I understand what you're saying, but it's still not helping. We still got the same fucking problems. It's like you trying to sell me on the Texans this season. That's the way it feels to me right now. Like, nigga, we still got the same problems. Yeah, we got some new faces, but them niggas ain't doing shit either, man. Oh, bro, I'm just so fucking frustrated. I'm frustrated. I had a fucked up day, too. Yeah, it's been a frustrating day for me.
I feel you.
And that fucking commercial, Honcho.
No. Oh, you saw it?
Look here. I still buy Gillette products. I'm going to preface my comments with that because I like the products. They make good deodorant. I like the clear gel deodorant. I don't like the clear stick, the other shit. It's either them or Right Guard. Yeah. Don't nobody else make it at Walmart. So that's my only two options. And I'm not just going to load up on Right Guard. I'm sorry. Yeah. But that's the only thing I buy from Gillette because I don't shave. I use clippers. I get razor bumps real bad. But I digress. That commercial it didn't even make sense. If she's a broad trying to transgender, what the fuck, into a dude, bitch, you ain't got no facial hair, so what the fuck is you shaving?
Nothing.
I don't get that. That's the side note. That's the one pet peeve I've always had about shaver commercials. You got this bald-headed ass motherfucker just swiping the shaving cream off his shit. How about you get me a nigga with a big-ass beard, and then he swipe one time and all the shit come off with his shaver? I'll buy that motherfucker.
Yeah.
show me some shit. Don't show me that the motherfucker could just wipe the shaving cream off. I can do that with a fucking towel. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's all it be. That's the thing. 'Cause she had like maybe 3 hairs, just some old. It was like a hair
Man,
on each
get
side
off
of the
the
face.
bullshit.
And
And he trying to show her how to shave. What the fuck she don't get some facial hair, bro?
Yeah, that shit.
Like,
Wild.
seriously, you ought to, how stupid do you look? Her mama need to show her how to shave her fucking leg. That's what need to show her. What the fuck? I mean, I ain't never shaved my legs. I don't know no man that do shave his legs. So, are you supposed to show her how to do that? No. It didn't make no fucking sense. I always wondered what kind of man I would be. But you're not a fucking man. Fuck you mean?
This is true. That's the crazy shit to me. Like, this the way they just try to sell all that shit, man. Like I say, it was just a bunch of tomfoolery in the whole process, and it's just like I don't,
And look here, ladies. I understand. I really do. I understand that motherfuckers been keeping y'all down for a long time. Y'all didn't have a lot of rights that y'all should have had a long time ago, and niggas do y'all dirty on the daily. I get it, but I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't all it's cracked up to be a man either.
No.
It's not that much more fun. It's not as fun as you may think it is. It's a lot of problems with this shit.
No.
And y'all want some of the good parts of being a man, but don't want to take all of it. But then want to talk about equality. Well, y'all have some perks too, that of course we would love to share in, but we don't get none of those.
No.
So how the fuck do you call that equality? Either somebody's mistaken or the dictionary is fucked up. Because what I'm supposed to understand is supposed to be equal on both sides. But we all share the same shit. Not that y'all, well, we get this or we want some of that, and that, but you can keep the rest of that. No, you get it all if you want it.
Yeah, like I was just saying when you
It's a
first
package
called,
deal.
there was a study. It was like a couple of interviews they did of women who transitioned, and they talked about just how they felt so lonely after that. They felt like they had groups and empowerment behind them prior to, but they felt so lonely afterwards because as a man, people weren't caring about that. They were telling them to be quiet instead of telling them to speak up.
There you go.
They were talking about when people would hold a door open, they thought it was just common courtesy, but nobody was holding doors open for them or doing certain little things, little treatments that they would receive as women that they didn't get as men. And so they were just talking about as a whole, how their ideas were getting dismissed, and that she was talking about when she had to listen to her fellow women friends while she was on the testosterone, that she couldn't stand listening to women talk. Like she said, she don't know if it was the testosterone or what that was changing, but she was just saying like her friends talked too much, and they got mad at her because she wasn't sitting there listening like she used to. And they blame the testosterone. So like just a bunch of stuff. And so, I'm gonna try to find that article, but like I say, man, it's there are differences, and I guess it takes them going through that to realize that there are just differences. It's not that it's wrong or right, but there are advantages and there are disadvantages for both parties. And I think when we look across the board, we at each other, we just see, one side or the other. But I don't think it's as peachy cream. I think there's more advantages to being a woman, than there are being a man. And again, like I say, risk reward, but I think you get more rewarded being a woman. I think you take more risk being a man. So it is.
Yeah,
what it is.
you have more responsibilities as a guy, and that's just a fact. Women, y'all have the most important role and responsibilities, and I think a lot of times either y'all don't hear that enough, or y'all don't really realize that. But the kids is the future. That's everything. Without them, we all fucking die. You know what I'm saying? They got to keep this shit going, because we going to die and your ass going to die too. We all croaking. We going to... Nah, I can't even do it. But, I mean, come on, man. It ain't nothing wrong with being a woman. That's a special fucking role. And a lot of y'all just don't think that that's good enough anymore because y'all feel underappreciated. And that's bullshit. Y'all shouldn't feel like that. Not to say that you wrong. It's just that I think that motherfuckers should show y'all more appreciation than we do. And that's just being real. But I was just thinking about something, because y'all was talking about that movie Titanic. I found that fucking movie hilarious. Cause I saw that shit at the movie theater. I started laughing. I made the whole theater laugh. Cause that part when that motherfucker was hanging on
Yeah.
and he fucking fell off and he hit against that stack and he bounced all the way down into that water, nigga, I died laughing. And then the other motherfuckers thought that they was all right, and that other stack just broke off
Yeah.
and just smacked down on their ass, nigga. That shit was funny as fuck to me. But here's my question.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering, with the inclusion of the alphabet, motherfuckers, when there's an evacuation now, do them motherfuckers get put in
Man,
front of
fuck
us
no.
too?
Hell no, nigga.
I'm just saying though, Honcho, like how that work?
Man,
Cause you just imagine with women and children first. I'm a woman. Bitch, nigga, get the fuck out my face. No, I'm transgender. Like, what do you do?
No, we going by position of procreation. So we gonna let the women and kids get out because the kids ain't live their life. The women, they're the nurturers. Now we gonna need somebody who's actually wants to fuck the women to procreate. So y'all gonna be last in line. Goddamn, that's how that's gonna work. Y'all gonna have to wait. Shit.
I'm just curious, but even then, and I just thought about this too, with the population of women growing so fast and just out doing the men population. Should they start to slowly switch that shit around to where we survive first? Because it's less of us and more of them?
Yeah, you know, kids then men first. You know, I think that's how it needs to go. We're gonna let the kids still make it. The kids can't help it. They're gonna hold their position. Then men.
Oh, but y'all don't want to hear that shit though. I can already see. Oh no, hell no, we ain't doing that.
But
yeah,
sticking on that, you said something interesting. Now, what happened at the end of Titanic? There was a board, right? And so.
Oh, that was so romantic. No, that was fucked up is what it was.
Gentlemanly
you
kindness.
Let that nigga on the goddamn door
it was room for both of them. You know what I'm saying? But that nigga gonna slide off and let her make it because that's that advantage y'all get. Now, had this nigga with a man, he did with that young Dro, hey, fuck that bitch. And kicked off that damn door. Boy, he'd have been the worst nigga that ever lived. And if you know this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? Because he, you know, self-preservation or whatever you want to call it, it'd have been a whole different story. You know what I'm saying?
Women would have boycotted that fucking movie.
Man, what?
Shit like that.
They'd have loved it all the way up to that point. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to that point.
At the same time, it was cold out there, right?
Yeah.
If he would have been on there with her, they could have huddled up and tried to keep themselves warm with the body heat.
Yeah.
So don't that just make more fucking sense?
Yeah. But they,
then the bitch couldn't even whistle at the end. He could have whistled. Fuck out of here.
Man, like I say, just it's crazy, man. It's crazy shit, man. Like it's just again, there are advantages. Y'all better appreciate what advantages you have in your life. And like I said, was it yesterday? It was early this morning. Whatever I said, I'm not giving up any advantage that I've been given in this life. I may not have all the advantages. Certain people gonna have certain types of. I'm not giving up any advantage that I possess in this life for somebody else. You better maximize your advantages. I'm gonna maximize mine, and that's just how the fucking shit work, man. Like it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we all look out for each other, and we should. That's how it is. But at a certain point, it's a competition, man. That shit, like you said, survival of the fittest. You know, hey, we all trying to sustain and maintain on this here planet, and I'm not finna suppress my abilities just so somebody else can move it. Man, fuck that. Fuck you and that. Like, I'm not finna do it. I can't do it.
And I'm gonna say something before I go. Heidi, you bet not have your ass in the chat counting the minutes of my motherfucking call. Your ass ain't never called in, so you don't know what it's like to be on the other side of the line trying to count down the shit. So you kiss my entire ass, goddamn. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's funny.
I'm a mob for a reason. I get special privileges, goddammit. If you don't like it, call in and say something about it.
Yeah, Rose cock blocking. He was poor anyway. Yeah, see, there was sex privilege. There was class privilege. Yeah, since he was broke, he couldn't get on the dough. She wasn't fucking with that nigga for real. You know what I'm saying? She was hating on that man. That was just a temporary Titanic fling. She wasn't for the fuck with that nigga. If they would have made it off the boat, it'd have been over with, man.
But say she loved him and just laid down and watch him die. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing sweet about that. That's some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm. That's tough, babe.
Hi there.
That's tough.
But anyway, that's my call. I'm gonna let somebody else chime in. I'm gonna get in this chat and rebut some motherfuckers because I know they talking shit, but I don't give a damn. It's on.
Nah, really, that's a bet, man. Appreciate the call, Professor Trill.
All right, Honcho.
All right, have a good one. Yeah, man. Titanic was a whole ass movie. It really was, man. Do at his feet when she said on it. Man, look. That's the deal. Oh yeah, Timothy Ramsey. I don't know if you're in the chat or if you just watching the video and subscribe, but welcome. You're the latest friend in the den. Look y'all. Already. What's the motherfucking deal we got called into the den this evening? Hello.
This prepaid, Honcho.
What's on your mind in prepaid, man?
Professor Trill, J Dubs, I don't know who you are tonight, bro, but you've lost your noodle, baby. You lost your mind. Listen, man, I didn't stand off any Democrats. You missed the whole point. You going off some shit that I said weeks ago. I didn't mention none of that shit. I'm not here to convince you to vote Democrat. To vote Republican. I'm not here to convince you to support Trump, my nigga. Democrats get 96% of our vote regardless of the fact. I can't change that for you, bro. I can't change that for you. You just said you hate Democrats. You hate what they doing, and guess what? They still finna get them votes. They still finna eat up all the votes. It don't matter who you put out there. And just so I can go ahead and be clear on this, Joe Biden is going to be the candidate for Democratic Party. Uncle Joe, Creepy Joe, 1994. Mass incarceration bill. I've told y'all this before. Look it up. Was written by a guy by the name of Joseph Biden of Delaware, the senator. It don't matter. It don't matter when all the facts come out. The fact that he's a Democrat, they're going to get up in there and say it's lit and everybody going to vote for him. That's nothing I can do for you. That's nothing I can do for you, bro. Now, you did mention 2 points. The first thing you said was, you tired of these fucked up streets and you know who gonna fix the goddamn infrastructure. Well, it just so happens that President Trump actually had a meeting with the House Democrat Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Friday for infrastructure. If you don't believe, you can get up. Do you know how said infrastructure meeting went, Honcho?
Yeah, she probably wasn't even trying to say that. I'm not even familiar with it, but my guess is that she was not receptive to what was being said.
Yes. The meeting never happened because she went on national TV before the meeting and said that Trump is involved with a cover-up. So we can't get shit done because she's too busy talking about cover-ups and fucking and bullshit ass Russian collusion and all this bullshit.
No.
The meetings are trying to happen. Now, you also made a comment about education and who gonna fix these dumbass kids. So what we gonna do is we gonna play a game, Honcho.
Right.
I'm gonna mention a position. And if it's an elected official, I want you to say elected official.
Okay.
Okay? So we're going to start off very slow. State senator.
That's elected official.
Okay? Judge.
That's an elected official.
Okay? Congressman.
That would be an elected official.
Congresswoman.
No, elected official.
Okay? District attorney.
District attorney, elected official, yes.
Okay, so basically, if you want these crooked-ass cops to get convicted for shooting and killing us, quote-unquote, even though that's nothing but another media agenda they push to make it seem like niggas are getting smoked every day, but that's not true. But if you want the crooked cops to get convicted for them shooting and killing us, who would be the person to bring charges, Honcho?
That would have to be your district attorney, huh?
Yeah, and your district attorney is an elected official who runs every 2 years, correct?
Yeah.
4 years in some states. How many people in the den have voted for the district attorney in their city? Okay, cool. Next question. Every time a cop gets charges brought against him, and let's say, for example, you want actual charges to be brought up against him, and district attorney won't do it. Do you know that your appellate judge has the right to bring said charges against them? Elected official, correct?
Yes.
How many old white men you think are in every last one of our cities we live in with old white men with white hair who've been sitting on that same bench for 25 years? How many you think, Honcho?
There's been quite a few. But now, didn't Harris County have like a little transition this last go round? Because I heard it was supposed to be a few black women that ran and won a couple.
Yeah,
positions.
a few black women ran. You know how many judges died in Harris County? Literally died on the bench over the last 20 years. It's been like 17. Damn. Literally died on the bench. They've been there so long they died on the bench.
Damn.
Okay, so here's the thing. Trill. the questions, the answers to the solution that you're looking for, you know them already. But we're not gonna vote about it. We rather just complain about it. All these positions that I'm naming are elected positions. As long as you got Sheila Jackson in the 5th district, what the fuck do you in 5th ward? What do you expect to happen? It's gonna always tap your car when you ride through 5th ward. Duh. She's only had 3 embezzlement charges. If you live in Baltimore, Maryland, of course none of these kids can fucking read. The last 3 mayors y'all elected have all been hit with embezzlement charges, literally. They've all been all black women. What do you want to happen with this? See, this is why I preach so much about policy. Because when you talk about policy and legislation, that's where shit really happens. But if you're going to keep letting the same motherfuckers throw us in prison for the last 20 years he's been doing, and we keep voting for the motherfucker or lack of, and you got to remember, if you don't vote, then you said all you need to say, correct? If this motherfucker been on the bench for 20 years and keep throwing us in prison for non-violent offenses, and y'all ain't voting him out, what does that say? That you follow the status quo, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now, I'm glad we can clear out on that. I'm glad we know where we headed with this. Now, as far as the teaching of these dumbass kids, Trill, you told me you don't have any kids, so I understand that. But y'all keep, but for those of us who have kids, who keep sending their kids to school to learn, who want the school to teach them and mold them, that's why your kids don't learn shit, because y'all don't teach them nothing at home. They don't have a foundation. How the fuck your kid is in 1st grade and can't read nothing, gotta go to school and they gotta teach him how to do everything? Motherfucker can't read, he can't write, he can barely walk. Some of these motherfuckers still wear Pampers. What you want them to do? There ain't enough salary for this shit. There ain't enough salary for this shit. So that goes back to the accountability and being at home. So a lot of these questions you have, they're great questions. I have no problem with them. But if you're gonna rebuttal what I said, not what you wanted me to say, bro. I have no problem answering any question you have for me. But the answer to the majority of your questions, 99% of them, it lies in the mirror. And look, and I'm not singling you out because I think that probably the majority of people in the den have never voted on the local government in their own cities. I believe this to be so. Now, as I finish up, somebody in the den, I believe it was Female Pimp, said, do we have a God-given right to own land? I need somebody, Broderick or whoever who's strong in the Bible, to tell me what chapter that was, what scripture, Old Testament, New Testament, where it said that we have a God-given right to own land. Because that ain't true. You don't have a constitutional right to own land either, so where are you getting this from? Y'all are in the den complaining about saying that when you buy a house, if you don't pay the taxes, they'll take it from you. Yes, that's how this works. And when you bought the house, they told you this ahead of time. Do you get mad when you bought your car and that bitch run out of gas and don't drive no more? Yes, you have to put gas in that motherfucker. Are you also upset that if you get pulled over and you don't have insurance, they put that big ass stick on the back of your car, you can't drive it no more? You knew this when you purchased the vehicle. But I get it, I understand it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they're us against the government. All that shit sounds good, but my nigga, you bought a house. Did you buy a pit bull and then get mad when you don't feed him and his ribs start poking? That's kind of how it works. Cause and effect. You bought a house, now you got to pay taxes. This isn't a hard concept. I'm not here to change anybody's political opinions on nothing. Bro, 2020 gonna get here, I'm gonna do my little, I get one vote. You get one vote. I don't give a shit who you vote for. Because if you black, I already know how this shit gonna turn out anyway, so what you want me to do? But if you want to talk about policies and how shit changes and the effect of voting, I can talk that shit with you all day long. I can talk shit and swallow spit all day with you. But don't fire questions off at me like it's my fault because shit fucked up. Roads ain't gonna never get fixed if y'all niggas keep voting for the same motherfuckers.
Man, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Jay Dizzle though. You know, I know you was a fan of Nip, and I don't know if you saw that T.I. Clifford was supposed to be meeting with the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Black Leaders. I'm not sure which one it was. It might be the same thing.
It's the Congressional Black Caucus.
Congressional Black Caucus, okay. And so, you know, in hopes of getting some prison reform done. Now, he has been going at Trump basically since Trump has been in office. You know, he did the little album, and I think, you know, that was for promotion. He's been doing anything he can to get some promotion actually, from Floyd to Trump to whatever, people paying attention to. Do you think that he is going to be willing to swallow his pride? Because eventually he's going to have to meet with Trump if he's trying to get something done. Do you think that he'll be willing to do that, or he going to do some more foolishness?
Of course he's not going to swallow his pride and meet with Trump. So instead of actually having a policy in place, the first step back and actually getting where you can go in here and literally name people who you want to see freed, instead of doing that, he'd rather go to the Congressional Black Caucus and beg them for prison reform. Now it's going to take them 2.5 years to get off their ass and do something. We're going to donate all this money, and about 8 years from now, we ain't going to see no results from it. Because as black people, representation means more than results to us. Why on God's green earth are y'all putting millions of dollars towards T.I. and Jay-Z and whoever else trying to come, and Meek Mill trying to come together with prison reform when we already have it right here? Yeah. You mean to tell me Kim Kardashian's voice is bigger than Clifford Harris? How many albums? So you mean to tell me Kim Kardashian sucking dick is more powerful than Rubber Band Man? Of course not. The difference is that one motherfucker only cares about the results. The other person, it has to look a certain way for him. Yeah. Once we get to a point in life where it don't even matter no more, why a motherfucker came home, he came home, then we going to start advancing in this shit. We going to start having our own shit. Yeah. But until that day comes, I'm going to tell you, because all Clifford Harris is doing is sitting up here and shucking and jiving. That's all he doing. Okay. A dream without work is what?
Dead.
Thank you. Y'all be blessed.
I really appreciate it, Prepaid. And that's my thing, and that's what I'm trying to figure, and that's what I'm trying to understand. Because you got all these, but we want to do it. Well, we want to do it. Well, we want to do it. But you got that First Step Act that's in place. And the foundation has already been laid. And that's what I'm trying to determine. Why not try to build off of that whole program as opposed to trying to do something different just to say you did something different? What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
You already know.
I do early on to the call, man. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What you finna drop here, Jay? This is Professor Trio, man. What's on your mind?
I just really don't know how he was able to misconstrue what it was I said and what I was saying. I said nothing about stuff that you said previously. I attacked exactly what you said in the call right before mine. I didn't blame any of that on you. Now, what you said about the voting is true. I give you that. But here's the deal. And I'm going to try to simplify this so everybody can understand me and not misconstrue what the fuck it is I'm saying. Because you could use all these old famous quotes, but the one that makes the most sense, the definition of insanity is trying to do the same thing and expecting a different fucking outcome. And I'm not even talking about voting the same people in office, but the same way that the system is set up, it's not working. All you got is just think of it as a big machine, and you got a bunch of cards. You take one card out and put another card in, it's just still the same part of the same fucking machine. It doesn't change the function of the machine at all. It's still working the same way, which is not good enough. It used to work great, but now, since times have changed and improvements need to be made, we need to change the model. We still running on a fucking steam engine, bro. We got Teslas out here. When I said the infrastructure, I mean all the way across the board, it needs to be changed. Two-party system needs to go. It just does. That's the old way of doing shit where motherfuckers had them fucking curly head, wavy head, white wigs on and shit. We still doing the same shit them motherfuckers was doing.
Man, why some niggas in Africa still rocking that shit?
Oh, I don't know. that would be kind of funny. I know they still doing that shit in the UK though. Yeah, real shit. They still doing it.
I seen some niggas in Africa. They was talking about they have some money that was allocated for that shit. And they spent a bunch of money on them goofy ass wigs in Africa. Like, what is y'all doing, my nigga? Y'all got it all misconstrued. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you. I was just thinking about this shit because that shit was funny.
No, you good. But at the same time, and I want to mention this too. I understand what you was talking about with all the people that get voted in the office, and you're right about that. But where it first starts at is the school board. Do they get voted in? They get voted in by the members of the school board. Am I right on that? I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, don't let me lie to you. I think it's kind of an internal thing. I think it is. So
Yeah, so and as we all know, especially if you from Port Arthur, how fucked up and dumbass decision the school boards be making. And you go to the meeting and you listen to them and you sit up here and you walk up to that little microphone and you voice your concerns and they just don't listen to nothing the fuck you got to say. They do what the fuck they want to do anyway. And you got a whole room full of people screaming at them, telling them what they doing is fucked up, but yet they go ahead and do it anyway. And it's not that you don't understand everything that they're working with, because it's all laid out before you. It's public. It's all for public consumption, and they still don't listen to it. There's something wrong with that. But it's still the same way. And you could vote any fucking district attorney you want to put in any fucking state. They still gonna back the police no matter what the fuck it is, because that's their job. That's who they work for. So no matter who you put in that seat, they're gonna do the same thing the last motherfucker did. There's no incentive for them to do the right thing.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not that I'm saying that we need to put different people in the positions. I'm saying that no matter who you put in there, it's gonna be the same fucking result. It's another fucking cog you just adding in there. It's still the same machine and it's still working the same way. When this motherfucker need to be all electric.
But you know that everything all electric. You know, people like the American muscle, man.
I mean, I do too. As far as the throwback, I mean, come on now. When you bring it to cars, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying in philosophy. Now, I'm not saying that I have the answers either, because I don't know like how it should be set up. I can't give you no recommendations, but it's because I'm not well versed in that area. But all I'm saying is we've been looking at the same shit since forever.
Yeah.
Everything has to adapt to change after a while. Everything. You either adapt or you die. And we dying. That's what I'm saying. So if we're not even trying to adapt. We're not even trying to move forward at all. We just sitting here spinning our wheels, bro.
Now, Rob said something interesting, and I got to recall, I don't know if I've listened to X. I've listened to a bit of X, and I may not have actually known the actual name of the speech, but he was talking about the Ballad of the Bullet, that niggas need to listen to that. So I'm going to definitely tune into that first thing in the morning when I get up, and I'm going to check that out. I'm going to put that in my, look, I started this scheduling shit today. It actually had a decent day today, so I'm gonna put that in my schedule to make sure I listen to that. But shout out to Rob, man. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate you dropping the Benjamins. But I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate it. And the funny part of prepaid, I agree with you on the most part. I really do. Like when you said Trump was trying to do something and the lady didn't even want to see him, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
The shit that she talking about had nothing to do with helping the fucking country. Because the fact is the facts. He's still the president. Whether you like him or not, he's still the fucking president. You got to go through him, and he got to go through you. So you got to find some fucking way to make it work, but it's still the same fucking cogs in the wheel. Well, I don't fuck with that side of the machine, so we can't work together. We're not compatible. That's not helping us.
Yeah.
So even if he had the good intentions, well, shout out and salute to him. But at the end of the fucking day, we still not getting nothing out of it. Either way. So somebody's got to be able to do something. And where do we start? That's my question. And that's the part that I can't wrap my head around. Because the president only got a certain amount of power.
Yeah.
You know, he is the president. He gets to make a lot of decisions, but he only got a certain amount of power. And it's limited because of checks and balances. So what we need to do is get people to say, okay, the way that this is going is not working. But nobody's willing to say that. They keep saying, well, we hopeful, and the fact that ain't nothing getting done because they not doing it. And then the other side will say, no, it's not us, it's y'all. And then he colluding with it, and it's just back, and nothing's working. Nobody's saying, well, you know what, fuck all this squabbling shit. We need to figure something else out.
Yeah.
Nobody's willing to say that. That's the problem I have.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think because they're more concerned about excuse me, them maintaining their position than they are about really getting shit done because they know they're in a cushy
Exactly.
job. They don't really want to
That's
change
that's
shit.
precisely the point. They want to, because and the reason I guess I'm kind of semi optimistic about it is I've been watching this show on Netflix called what the fuck? How the fuck I forget it already? Damn. Well, it's starring Kiefer Sutherland, and basically he was what, the guy over the housing, whatever. And designated survivor. That's the name of it.
Okay, yeah.
But what ended up happening was all the people was, the upper echelon of the fucking government was all in voting on some shit, and it got the fucking building blew up. So all of a sudden he was president.
Yeah.
But he was an independent. He wasn't Democrat nor Republican. And you could see the shit that he was trying to get done and all the infighting between the motherfucking Democrats and Republicans. How they wanted to recruit him to their side so that then he would get their votes. And if he did that, then the other side wouldn't help him. And it was like all this other shit. And he was like, I don't give a fuck about that. This is what needs to be done. We need to find a way to look past all the bullshit and get it done. And they was like, well, I can't do this because my constituents won't let me do this because I vote this way, and that's the way that the other side voting. And I'm just like, that don't matter. It's helping everybody. Fuck what it look like. Get it done. Get some results. And then, well, I don't want to lose my seat, or, like, it's so fucking frustrating. It is, and the fact that that's the way the shit really is, and then how that show makes it just look so stupid, and it makes it so simple. Like, the answers could be so simple. But the way to get there is it's like this fucking bundle of mazes and shit. And you got to run through all this shit and manipulate this person that way and do this and hold this above this motherfucker to get him to... It don't have to be that way. It should be as simple as, well, is this good for the people or not? Yes. Can we come up with anything better, or is this it? Well, this is it for right now, but we're working on something else. Okay, well, we'll pass this, but we could do better than it. Like, we're not holding ourselves to a high standard at all. And we're supposed to be the best country in the world. But we just like, nah, everything good, everything cool. House on fire. Like that other shit you was talking about, nah, everything good.
That little meme be killing the fuck out of me. It's all cool.
Yeah, but it's so true. And we just started just sitting there inhaling the smoke. About to asphyxiate.
So the Designated Survivor, you would recommend it as a show?
I love that show. I've been watching the hell out of it. I binge watched it.
Okay.
Because it was good. And I like Kiefer Sutherland. Because I watched the shit out of 24.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that show, and I really enjoyed this one, too. If you ain't watched it, you should check it out, man, because it's not that deep, but it's like, damn. I wonder if being the president is really like that.
See, now, you know what show I was into before it got real corporate-ish was that damn House of Cards. Like, I wasn't really... Cause
I fuck with House of Cards, man. Nigga. That shit was fire.
I was fucking with it till it got weird. And after that little scene where it just got a little too weird for me, and I was like, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
I know exactly what scene you was talking about. I looked past that shit.
Yeah, like,
The part about that show that I found real intriguing that I had never seen before was when it be playing and like it be going on and all of a sudden he would stop and then look directly at you and talk to you.
Yeah.
Like he knew you was there. I thought that was like the coolest shit ever. And the other shit still going on in the background.
Yeah. It was kind of breaking the fourth wall or something like that.
I liked that.
Yeah,
that was real interesting because you got to get more introspect out of the character. Like now you get to really see what he thinking at the time.
Yeah.
So then the rest of the things that he does and what he's doing makes sense. You're like, oh, okay, he about to set this motherfucker up type shit. Yeah. And then it just gets you further into it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
That
but
last
it was
scene,
some weird-ass moment.
That last scene of season 1 was what got me. I was like, hold on, okay, this went completely different than what I expected because it just changed the whole dynamic of the show after that. But then, like I say, once it got to that little weird, so I was like, yeah, I'm cool on that. I think my old lady kept watching it, but I was like, man, if it's weird here, it could only get stranger. So I'm gonna just chill.
No, not really. It don't really get stranger than that scene. I know what scene you talking about. Yeah. That's the peak right there. After that, it's pretty much downhill from that. Now they got a couple of little inferences of it after that, but it's not nowhere near like that part. That part was kind of fucked. I'm like, whoa, what? Okay, you motherfuckers on some other shit, but yeah,
that's it.
But that dynamic of them two motherfuckers is really interesting. I hate it had to end.
Yeah.
'Cause it was a good show.
See, that damn Me Too ruined a good show. Yeah, there's only a couple shows, like I say, it's because it takes a whole lot for me to get into a show. Because like I even had to watch that one probably maybe like 2 or 3 times. Because the beginning I was just like, this nigga doing that to the dog. What's going on? And then once I kind of understood what was going on, then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
now I can fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it was real wild. But just the way, the way that he moved, you know, getting shit done and having, I wonder how much of that is what goes on. Because he had to do a bunch of shady shit to get certain people to, you know, get on their side.
Hell
of
yeah.
things, you know what I'm saying? So that shit right there is like, that's what I want. I'm like, if this is what motherfuckers got to deal with on a day, this is the reason why don't shit get done. This is why don't nothing fucking get done.
Yeah, motherfuckers try to keep their dirt under wraps.
Yeah.
So other motherfuckers don't find out and exploit them or expose them so they can keep their seat.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that shit crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's to that level. Ain't no way it could be that goddamn bad. But then again, you never really fucking know.
And then again, you just don't know, man. Them motherfuckers there be just on some other shit. Like, because you just hear stories from time to time on some old wild shit.
Yes. And you was like, damn, that motherfucker don't even look like he would do some shit like that. That motherfucker all into that crazy ass shit. Washington is a crazy place. It's insane. How motherfucker could be, 3 blocks from the White House and you got motherfuckers living on the street right down the road from the White House? Like that contrast is just fucked up. But that's America. It's the way we set up.
Yeah, that's the wild shit, man. That's the wild shit. Yeah, because I think a college is like that too. You know what I'm saying? Because you ever go, like, I think, U of H, they done cleaned it up that area a lot though. But I remember U of H, you used to be right there on Kemah, you right there in the hood, nigga. Like, and it's a lot of colleges like that. There's a couple other places I've been, and it's just like, it'll be a nice ass campus, but then as soon as you step off campus, the area you in is just shit. And it's just like, damn, how the fuck this shit work? You know what I'm saying? How you get a nice ass?
We make a wrong turn.
Yeah, you just get in a place where you get fucked off, man. But you know, it is what it is. That's a bit. Say USC like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That shit is crazy. Like, you motherfucker, you be looking at the campus. You know, you see pictures of the campus. You think, wow, this is the most beautiful place. And then shit, like you say, yeah, you take that wrong turn. Yeah, you might not make it back, shit.
Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and end my call. But shout out to Prepaid. You know, we might not agree on everything, but we still good, bro.
Already. That's the BT, man. Appreciate the call there, Professor Trill.
All right.
Already. Man, if you want to know who Gary is, you have to watch that cartoon Big Mouth. And you'll understand. So you'll get it. You ain't know if them hoes was dope fiends or students back then. Shit, who knows? What's the motherfucking deal? I apologize for your ears. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? This is Anthony J.
Anthony, what's on your mind, man? What you feeling like this evening?
Man, I just want to preface everything by saying, fuck it. Pretty much anything you can think of, fuck that shit, man. The government, all these elections and whatnot, fuck all that shit, man. We got to get to a point to where we understand and accept that none of this bullshit was designed with us in mind anyway.
Yeah.
Therefore, we need to stop trying to play by they fucking rules and just not give a fuck about this shit, man. We go through this same, you know, as they say, hamster wheel of bullshit with, we got people that vote and people that don't vote. Man, don't none of that shit fucking matter. It really don't fucking matter, man. I would say the only thing that kind of does matter, maybe if you just want to feel like you did some shit, is your local elections. Outside of that, don't none of that bullshit matter. It's all just something it's the placebo effect. You know, they do studies of this shit all the time. I work in pharmaceuticals. They give one part of the study group placebos and they give the other part of the study group the real shit, and they both have the same fucking effect. I mean, it's all in your mind. It all starts from there. So if we need to do anything, we just need people to, like, I hate to say it this way, but just don't worry about the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Just don't worry about them because we live in a world where there's a lot of followers, and some people ain't gonna do shit until it either one get hot or they see somebody that they fuck with doing the same shit. So we just got to get to the point where we stop talking about certain stuff and just start. It's just like if somebody busts some shots off in the parking lot after the club. Don't nobody get together and have no fucking coordinator. Niggas just start running. So we need to apply that same logic, to what we're doing in life. We need to stop talking about, okay, why is this person not supporting this cause? Why is this person not putting no money up? Why is this person not helping feed the homeless and shit? We need to start doing that shit. Just start going out and doing it. You know what I mean? Like, don't wait for somebody else to go do some shit and for it to get hot for you to decide that you want to do some shit. Everybody, I don't know a whole bunch about the whole situation with Kim K supposedly getting shit done and T.I., aka Clifford, and Meek Mill and all of them wanting to do all this reforming and shit. That's fine and all, but how about we start taking more preventative measures, like being there for our fucking kids, teaching them other shit other than be like the motherfucker you see on TV all goddamn day. How about we start with some grassroots type approaches, and be preventative instead of trying to rectify the situation in the end. That's our fucking problem right there, is we always trying to fix some shit instead of preventing the shit in the first place. I think that's more of the approach we need to kind of get into. But as far as the topic goes, the media, it's a tool. I would say it's the most weaponized tool there is media. It ain't none of this other shit. It's media, because it doesn't take much for them to blow some shit up. Like, you ever notice, I don't know if anybody else pays attention to this type of shit, there's never really a one-off incident. Like, I hate that all this type of shit is going on, but it's like when one baby get kidnapped and some bullshit happens, it's like that shit spreads like a fucking wildfire. Then all of a sudden we got a string of shit going on. Or just like somebody start breaking in cars and stealing rims and shit. Yeah, it's about to be hot, so the shit does happen. But that shit happens all the time. But it's like the media is going to take one thing that they want to push, and they're going to push that shit until they got everybody else doing the same stuff, because we live in this copycat society. So we see one person do something, kidnappings happen, somebody go shoot up a motherfucking school. You see a string of that shit all throughout the week. And then suddenly it disappears. The next week, you probably don't hear no more about this shit. What happened to Jussie? What happened to R. Kelly? What happened with all these motherfucking school shootings and public shootings and all that shit? That shit disappears so fucking fast. You can't tell me that they don't be putting this shit together. I ain't saying that some of the shit, ain't real. Of course some of it's real. But I think a lot of that shit, man, they be setting a lot of this bullshit up. Because in order for them to gain control, you must create chaos. Out of chaos comes order. Everybody know that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get some control, just go fuck something up. Because to them, it's fucked up, because they don't know that you pulling the strings. You the motherfucking puppeteer. You creating all of that shit. So you gonna be the motherfucker walking in there real cool, like, it's all good, I got this shit. Because you the one causing the bullshit. You know what I mean? So, I'm one of them people, I really don't give a fuck about the news. Like, I don't really tune into it. It's just some shit that you hear, that you pay attention to. But really, people should just keep their head on the motherfucking swivel anyway, because you gotta take shit. You just gotta pay attention to your own surroundings. Like, if you sit in the house all motherfucking day and you watch TV and it tells you it's the hottest day it's ever been outside, it's like 110 degrees, but you walk out there and it feel like motherfucking 80. Which one are you gonna believe? Are you gonna trust what the fuck you feel, or the bullshit they just told you on TV. You know what I mean? It's like people don't trust themselves at all, and it's fucking stupid. That's why media is a major weapon. It's a major weapon. If you get into somebody's mind, the body can't do shit, and they just got people fucking brainwashed, stuck to their motherfucking TV. You can't even have a conversation with nobody because they staring at their phone all the fucking time. If that bitch die, they don't know what the fuck to do with their life. It's just stupid ass shit, man. Like, you ever see a motherfucker when they phone die?
Like panic mode and shit.
Motherfuckers be fucking panicking, man.
Yeah.
Like, people lose their goddamn mind. Man, the phone fucking controls people. As soon as that bitch hit 20%, it's time to go. it's time to go. Motherfuckers pulling up shit. Hey, man, you got the keys? You ready to go? Because my phone's finna die. Like, that shit dictate everything. So, man, people just need to, like, every day, man, just, even if you ain't really got no reason, just walk outside. Just put your phone down for a little bit. Just walk outside. Look around. You know what I'm saying? Just get in touch with that shit, man, because people minds is fucking fried, man. And I blame this media for the shit, and I blame this spirit, this follower spirit that a lot of people seem to have. You know, if some shit hot or whatever's new going on, they gonna follow along with that bullshit. They never actually stop to think and use that fucking pink thing between their ears. Not the pussy, but the brain. I mean, like, they just, I don't know, man. It's just a lot of shit, man. It's just a lot of shit. Basically, to sum it up, people just need to say, fuck it. Start using your goddamn brain and thinking about stuff. Stop paying attention to this fucking media because they always gonna make the shit seem worse than what it is. Yeah, it's bad, but the shit always been bad. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think people wasn't killing each other back in the motherfucking 1600s or year 600 or some bullshit? All the motherfuckers did was go to war. They ain't have shit else to do. Like, that was how you made a name for yourself. You went to war, you fucked up another country, you took all the bitches, and you went home. Like, that's how you made a name for yourself. So y'all think just because all of a sudden they got motherfucking cameras and shit on TV that it's any different than it was back then? No, ain't nothing new under the fucking sun. Like, we just got to get to the point where we be like, look, man, these people don't give a fuck about us. We need to just accept the shit. Until you start giving a fuck about yourself, don't nobody give a fuck, man. So all the lip service about people complaining about, oh, they don't care about us. Man, y'all fucking knew that shit. This ain't new. Like, I'm tired of people whining about that bullshit, man. Election this, election that. Man, why is it that America is pretty much like the only country that I can think of that hasn't staged some type of revolt? Because any other country, man, they been ran up in the motherfucking house and they cap somebody and be like, oh, we're going to put this nigga in charge because, hey, he going to do what we tell him to do. And if he don't do what the people want him to do, we going to take his ass out that hole too. You know, we're like the only country that has not done that yet. You know, and it's probably going to get to that point. I really don't give a fuck if it does or not because I'm going to do me regardless. But I think if more people just focused on the grassroots approach, use your fucking brain, you know, work with your kids, that type of shit, and it's eventually going to trickle down, and it's going to catch on like a wildfire, just like everything else, just like every new fucking dance that comes out, just like niggas who wear all these fucking jeans with the holes cut in them. I don't understand that shit, but, you know, we'll wear the motherfuckers like if you wear a hole into them motherfuckers, but you ain't gonna buy no shit with some holes in it. But that's just me. I'm my own nigga. But, you know, it's just, hell, this shit'll catch on just like anything else. Just be a good fucking person. Try to. You know, if somebody try to fuck you over, you know, you might have gone uppercut them, you know, or shit, hit them with that two-piece and follow through with the elbow. Do what you gotta do, but just don't be a dick. You know, if you don't have to be. But just try to be a good person. Stop worrying about these motherfucking politics. Just do you. It's going to catch on because all niggas do is follow each other. And then once being a good person and being a good human catches on, like everything's gonna be a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we gotta get out of this whole whining about the bullshit and just get out of that shit, man. I don't know what other way to say it other than fuck all that shit. Just fuck all that shit, man. Fuck all that shit. I mean, for me, it's very simple. A lot of people, they're like, how is it that simple for you? How can you just say that?
Yeah.
Easy. Fuck that shit. I mean, it's not. It don't stop nothing that's going on. It don't. Whether Trump win that motherfucker again or whoever the fuck they put in that bitch, it ain't gonna matter. I still gotta wipe my own ass. You know what I'm saying? And I still gotta get up and go do shit. So I don't give a fuck who's in that bitch. Like, all the policies is fucked up. Ain't none of that shit none of that shit matters to us. And now all of a sudden it's a big outrage because other people are starting to feel the shit that we've been feeling. So now all of a sudden it's important because motherfuckers is making $40,000 a year and they feel like that ain't enough. Of course it's not fucking enough. Shit, but niggas been making less than that for a long ass time. Like, get over that shit. Niggas been broke. Shit, like it's not no big fucking deal, man. The value of the American dollar is going down anyway. That shit's finna crash. Why do you think the fuck they trying to get this Bitcoin shit to pop? Yeah, the American dollar, man, that shit gonna crash so motherfucking fast, and people not even paying attention to that. They'll pay attention to all this other bullshit, but they ain't paying attention to that. The motherfucking ruble, and I believe the mark, are I think the two biggest ones, which is the whole reason why Venezuela went through all that bullshit they went through, because it was some shit popped off. They didn't want to let the Rothschilds put their motherfucking bank in that bitch, so they say, okay, fuck it. We're going to send our people in that motherfucker. Because they was doing business and they wasn't taking American currency anymore to do the business in. They were taking I think they were taking the yen or some shit like that. I could be wrong about that, but I know it was something with the American
yen
dollar.
is in.
I think it was shit. So, a lot of people are like, oh, man, the American dollar ain't never gonna lose value. Bitch, we ain't had no motherfucking gold to back that goddamn shit for the fucking longest. And then they're talking about we owe people all this money. Of course we do, because we're not the fucking world currency anymore. We ain't been the world backing currency for the longest fucking time. All that shit is made up. All they did was just print more fucking money. Like, nigga, it's basically monopoly money at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I think the whole Venezuela thing, it was like, what was the exchange rate? It was like it was like some ridiculous shit, like 1.6 billion equal to like $1 or some bullshit. it was fucked up. It was real fucked up.
Yeah.
So they did a number on them. But yeah, the American dollar's gonna crash at some point. Motherfuckers gonna have to learn how to grow and actually do shit, which is why you see now a lot of stuff is transitioning to trades. Trades are making money now because they need people to actually do shit. Although they want to make everything autonomous, that shit's not gonna fucking happen. I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna be no revolt here. I'm not gonna say that shit is like impossible at all. That shit could very well happen. As soon as these others start feeling that motherfucking pressure, shit, and the NRA get pissed off or something, all the motherfuckers with them guns, shit. As soon as they start having to eat motherfucking top ramen all day, every day, we cool with that shit. We'll survive off this shit. But them, if they got to eat one more damn can of ravioli, oh hell, it's gonna break the fuck loose. All that shit is gonna break loose, man. I can't even say we the greatest country on earth. I ain't saying I want to be anywhere else, but hell, I don't know anything about anywhere else other than what I've seen on TV. Which goes back to the whole media thing. We think we the best country on earth, but shit, that shit might not be fucking true.
Man, the way I look at it like this, when it comes to America and why I would say it's the greatest country, because I don't know any other country where, and I don't have for everybody, but if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And you map a way out. You can go from nothing to something. A motherfucker
True.
made a pet rock and became a millionaire. Niggas made chia pets and shit, and because, like, only in America. That shit ain't working nowhere else. You know, I don't know, Japan, you might be able to get away with some. They on some weirdo shit in Japan, but not like this. But you know, only in America. Who said that? Don King. That you can get away.
I think so.
You can just come up with some, and that's what I say, because that's what they call this, the land of opportunity. Because the opportunities that you can pull off over here, you can't get away with anywhere else. Because it kills me how these people will come from overseas or wherever they be from, and they come and this motherfucker hit the ground running, and they love it. And you go back to where they at, I'm sure it wouldn't be the most kosher, but they know what being from a place of lack is. They know what it really is to, like, this is what even like niggas who are or broke, or niggas you living in a hood or whatever. This is what you got to understand. You hit the right lick, you done came up overnight. You have that opportunity in America. It's countries
That's
where
true.
that lick don't exist, because ain't nobody got no money unless you finna go try. That's why they revolting, because the only way you gonna hit that lick is to go run up on the government, and that's probably not your best idea. And that's what I'm saying. Like you was just talking about the colleges, how you can be in college and you be right next to the hood or whatever else. You have hoods right next to nice neighborhoods. You drive a couple of miles down the road, you gonna see something nice. Okay, well, I'm finna go hit this. And I'm not telling anybody to go rob and do all this stuff, but I'm just saying that's why I say that poverty ain't really poverty in America. Like, it's poverty and you doing bad if you trying to do the right thing. Yeah, I get it. But when you are impoverished, but you live in the same city where there is wealth and there is jobs and opportunity, then you're not impoverished. And poverty is those countries where the entire country ain't got shit. You gotta leave the country, probably leave the region, before you gonna see something halfway decent. It ain't like, okay, dirty block, clean block, dirty block, clean block, clean block, dirty block. It ain't none of that shit. It ain't no, well, shit, I'm over here, I'm in the hood, I'm gonna go slide over here, a couple blocks down the way and slide through Saks Fifth Avenue. Ain't no Louis store to go. Look, you can't be the baby or whatever nigga that was go fighting in the Louis store like y'all niggas ain't never had shit, and doing this tomfoolery. So that's why I say, like, the opportunity is here like no other country. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what makes it, I think, better than others. Because opportunity, if you're willing to take advantage of opportunity and shit, the sky's the limit.
That's true. People just fucking lazy though. Like here, people just lazy. We spoiled, you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, poverty here isn't poverty, man. We talking about other countries where, motherfuckers got to eat the pit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like where'd Buddy go? Hey, man, Buddy was on the table today. I mean, I'm sorry, but Buddy had to get 8.
Yeah.
Like, and that's real shit.
That's what he would have wanted.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? You got countries where people, still shit in the ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, don't have access to clean water, running water. You know what I mean? They got like a real ass struggle. So poverty here, but, if you got people that haven't come up from that, that's why I say a revolt is not out of discussion. It's not, because if you got them people that's only been at the top, they only been eating the motherfucking cream of wheat, and they ain't never had to eat no motherfucking grits. Some of them motherfuckers is gonna go stupid, man. I'm telling you. See, but us, I can fuck with both. Yeah. I actually prefer the grits over the cream of wheat, and there is a difference for anybody that try to say that it's fucking not. That's like saying turnips and collards is the same fucking thing. They not. But like as far as poverty goes, I will say, we do have more of an opportunity here. But because people are spoiled here, that don't mean nothing. That's why we have people that can come from other countries and that they like, oh, okay, shit. Well, this is my lick right here. I'm finna come over here and bust my ass. Like I've been busting my ass back home, but over here I'm gonna actually get paid. I'm gonna actually have a chance to come up. So that is their lick is coming over here. But it's kind of like some people they always say like, oh well, immigrants they have more opportunities and shit than we do. Man, them people be having the same opportunities that we do. It's just that they are willing to do the shit that we don't want to do.
Exactly.
So it kills me when people say, "Oh, well, the Mexicans are coming over here and taking all our jobs." You ain't finna clean up after nobody all fucking day. You're not finna get out there in that field and pick the motherfucking watermelon. You're not finna do that shit. You not. I'm not. I'm not finna do this. I'll be real. I'm not doing this shit. Now, if they was gonna pay, I'll be a watermelon picking motherfucker. Like, but we here are so conditioned. Like, okay, what if I was to tell you, you can make, let's say you're in a place and somebody asks what you do, because that's what we Americans love to ask, is what somebody does, and we will judge somebody off of what the fuck they do.
Yeah.
But what if what they did was like not a prestigious job, but they got paid, like being like a garbage man? A lot of people don't know a garbage man. They make good money. Depending on what city you in, they be banking. Just depending on where you're at. But that type of job is looked down upon. But if you're a fucking white collar worker, people love you, although you don't do shit all day. In most cases, you don't do shit all day. I can use myself as a perfect example. I make more money now doing absolutely nothing. Like, I literally go to work. I watch YouTube all fucking day. I watch a couple of movies on Hulu. We talk about sports. Me and my boss will watch Sauce, and we be dying laughing and shit. Like, that's literally what I do for 8 hours. I don't do shit. Nothing. I be bored out of my fucking mind. And I make more money doing that than I've ever made. Yeah. Which makes no fucking sense at all. The less you do, the more money you make. It's facts. Yeah. Because you can delegate everything. You got other people for that shit. Let the peasants handle that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, dust my shoes off and type shit. So, and that's so fucking ass backwards. That's why I say the system is fucked up. But the system was designed to be fucked up, because while we down here running around this motherfucking maze, they upstairs pissing on everybody. And that's the way that they want it, and that's the way it was designed, and that's why the shit ain't gonna change until people start running up in there blowing people's heads off. That's the only way the shit is gonna change. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I ain't gonna be nowhere in the motherfucker to be found. I'm gonna be chilling, doing what the fuck I'm doing, while them motherfuckers is up there doing what they doing. You know, all I'm be doing is I'm probably be what am I gonna be drinking? I'm probably gonna be drinking some Bombay. You know what? If that type of shit is going on, I'm probably grabbing the Tanqueray. You know, hey, why not? Why not? You know, I'm probably just gonna be chilling, reporting live on the shit. You know, ducking, because if somebody throws a motherfucking chair like on the Boondocks, that's all you need to happen for a fight to break out. But yeah, I'm gonna be chilling, man. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna have my popcorn ready, just watching the shit go down, watching shit get burned up. That's about it. You know, niggas gonna be riding horses and shit again. You know, we probably gonna come out with some new dances and shit. Cause we not gonna give a fuck. We're really not gonna give a fuck. We're gonna be like, shit, told y'all can't fuck with them other people, man. We was cool, but y'all fucked up when y'all made them mad, because they can't eat no motherfucking raviolis and top ramen all day, man. They ain't with that shit. We cool, but y'all done pissed them off. Y'all pissed off the others. So, but that's all I can say, man. The media shit, y'all need to just use your fucking brain, be a decent person, and if don't learn that word, man, just say fuck that shit, man. Just do you. That's all you can do. Fuck it.
That's when it comes down to it. You got to do what's best for yourself. Whatever you feel like is best. Like I said, don't be a follower whether you agree or disagree. You got to do what's best for you.
Just don't be a fucking follower, man. Just don't. Don't do it. Just say no. Just say no. Whatever happened to that? Yeah. That program apparently wasn't working, so I guess they had to cut that shit.
Just say no.
Everybody's on drugs now. Everybody's on drugs now.
Prescribing that
I think they took Dare the wrong way. They was like, nah, we dare you not to, not dare you to do the shit, motherfucker.
Already.
But that's all I got, man.
Already. Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your views with me this evening, Anthony J.
Already, man.
All right, have a good evening.
All right, good.
All right. All right, here's the deal. It's about that time because, you know, I said that I'm be on the brink. I'm on this schedule thing so that I actually get up on time and do things. So that'll be our last call for the evening. I'm gonna spill my little deal before we get ready to wind it up. But so I apologize to anybody who didn't get to get in. And what we'll do tomorrow, we'll probably implement like a 10-minute rule or something tomorrow. So that way, you know, we can take more calls or whatever and whatnot. But, cause I gotta stick to my script. I'm finna be in bed by 12:30. So my deal is this, the MLK thing. Again, I find that interesting too, because, you know, we've all heard the story about MLK being a hoe and hoeing around and doing all that other stuff. But I mean, it ain't nothing different than what the preachers are doing now, right? You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing different than what preachers out there doing now, especially in the black church, the black community. You know, giving all that money to the church and you ain't really getting too much shit back for it. But we might have to bring that conversation back. Because I know we had a similar conversation, but we might have to get to some specifics to talk about that. So we'll see. But I do find it interesting yet that this information is coming out now. But this is by the guy who originally wrote the biography on him, I want to say in the 80s. And then he came across some information that they said wasn't supposed to be released to the public till like 2027, which I find awkward. But somehow he got some tapes and some other shit. And allegedly the FBI was kicking it next door in the room while he was fucking on them hoes and him and his homeboy. And again, you know, a preacher, just a regular preacher's a powerful man. So you can only imagine. Must that you up and I'm calling myself getting back on track, getting up early, get everything in order. I got to get back on my proper planning because, like I said, I had everything planned out today. Today went well, so we'll do it again. Try to build it up into a habit. But here's my deal though. But yeah, so that's what tell you about the country. That's what tell you about the government, right? If they right next door and they listening in and they hear a rape, right? But they not gonna do anything about it. That's your law enforcement. Again, it's for we want the bigger picture. It ain't for the small fries, you know. So that's why I say a lot of this stuff where they think, you know, they doing this, that, and the third to us. Shit, we doing it to ourselves. They just gonna take advantage of the easy pickings and pick us off. But when you really, you know, they looking for something big time. We got to stop doing a detriment to ourselves, and I think you prevent a lot of that shit. But here is the deal. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Your MLK was really doing it. And man, that nigga was on some other shit. I don't know, like all that shit I'm like okay with. The only thing that I was questioning was like, this nigga told his old lady to go fuck around. Like, hold on, whoa, what? Wait, what? No, wait, what? What? Nah, look, I get to fuck around. You ain't giving no speeches. I'm doing the fucking around over here. That nigga was on some real wild shit. They said that nigga was having orgies and shit. I was like, well, shit, hey, you gotta do something how you think he had that dream. Shit, he was wore out, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker he was wore out from the night before, man. And nigga said, whew. Had a good time last night, but after that I had a dream. But yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all. I fucks with y'all, and I ain't mad at him, okay? You know, because it's ultimately like it's the whole. I don't know. Is that cuckold or is that stag? Because I've seen that. Because I was looking up some stuff. Because there was a conversation I wanted to have about that because that term gets thrown around so loosely, and it took me down a rabbit hole. And so there's another term, and I guess that's more of a swingers term. I don't know how that works. But the cuckold is the motherfucker that don't get no play. MLK was getting play, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was out there getting that action. The stag, so he might have been more of a stag, because I think stags get the action too, but they let their wives do other shit. And then the cuckold is, well, that nigga just fuck out of luck. You know what I'm saying? What? I mean, but the cuckold lets his wife fucks other guys. He just don't get no play. The stag is the motherfucker who they both be out there wilding out, which is it's all crazy. But we may have to have that conversation one day. But here's the deal, man. I got to slide up out of here. I appreciate y'all. I fucks with y'all, man. You know, it might have been more than that. He might have had something that was off the record, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't getting no action. So, with that being said, like 4,000 shit. City to city, squeezing booties and titties. What you mean? If he wasn't openly with them. He was fucking them church girls. We already know how that go down. But let me get up out of here, man. Fuck with y'all. I thank y'all, man. Hey, make sure you like. If you new and you just listening in to this craziness, you just not catching it, hit that subscribe button because it only gets worse. Again, it is an honor and a privilege to fuck with y'all, man. Like I say, it's Den Show live on all the proper social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Links in the description below. Go get you one of these. If you got haters but you don't ever see them in real life, they just be hating on you online, go get you one of these. Link in the description below. Get the DN stores. A couple other things there that you can check out. Let me make sure I got all of the proper stuff. Shout out to Rob, man, for dropping them Benjamins. You can go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show if you want to show some love. If you want to pledge on a monthly basis, there's a few tiers, few levels to the Patreon. You go to patreon.com/The Den Show if you want to make a monthly pledge. Again, I am Ed Honcho. It has been an honor. It has been a privilege to chop it up with y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Make sure y'all are there. So I know people say they wouldn't get a notification. Then at 10 a.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Central Time. But with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all are great people. Y'all make this the greatest conversation on the internet again. But y'all ain't got to go home. But I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. I have a stream. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I have a stream that all the little black boys and all the little white girls will come together. And they will voice their opinions. And all the little black girls and all the little white boys, everyone will vote for Trump. I'm out.